And good evening. Welcome to another Open Mic broadcast production here, where we are the home, the voice of student athletics and your community coverage. So far, we are right here in the middle of the game delay right now. The game was supposed to start at 7 o'clock, but we had some rain coming in early around 3 o'clock and pushed things back. The original go time after the first original severe weather delay was supposed to be at about 7:30. Then they pushed it back to about 8:05. But now they're saying the official game start time will be at 8:25. So we got about 8:15 remaining on the game clock until teams are getting ready out on the field. We're getting set and ready for the Labor Day Classic here for the Prairie View A&M Panthers and the Texas Southern Tigers. I am Philip Prince alongside Coach Tyson Northern. How you doing, Coach Northern?
Man, I'm ready to get this thing started. You know, like I say, nothing you can do about it from a coach's standpoint or a player standpoint because it's out of your control. You just have to calm back down a little bit, take a little nap maybe, and then get ready to play some ball whenever they tell you to play. The good thing about it doesn't look like any rain is coming back in the area. The biggest thing is the lightning. But if you look at the field, you can't even tell. At one time, it was puddles out there.
Yeah, the grounds crew did an excellent job of getting the field ready to get prepared for tonight's action. And, you know, especially with the minimum time that they had. So, like I said, great job for them because I went and walked out on the field earlier. And you couldn't even tell that it rained, you know. But like I said, nonetheless, we're here and getting set. So Panthers are going to come out wearing the white helmet with the Prairie View A&M logo on both sides, with the white top, with the purple number trimmed in gold, purple solid pants with the white cleats, and they will be the visiting team today here at Shell Stadium. And then the home team, Tigers, Texas Southern Tigers, wearing the black helmet with the black tops, with the white number trimmed in the burgundy maroon, with the black pants, with the two burgundy, one white stripe going down on the pants, with black cleats as the Panthers are making their way out onto the field right now. They're coming in led by their first tenure for Coach Tremaine Jackson, and not many people getting this, footstep of being in their first Labor Day Classic. How can you be if you've been the one that's been able to be on the other side of that story?
Well, the good thing about it, my very first Labor Day Classic, we had already played a game, and this one when we were playing at Delmar Stadium. And it was a very exciting game. We won on the last second field goal. But, it's something you look forward to every year because a lot is riding on it. More than just bragging rights on the line. It's the first conference game for both teams. And it can set the tone for the rest of the year. Next week the food in the MSC going to taste good or it's going to taste bad. And a lot of it is going to have to do with how this game comes out.
Yes, sir. So I guess, Are you a fan of playing the non-district, or are you okay with playing a conference game to start off the season?
It doesn't matter. Football is football as far as I'm concerned. You just know, I think you have guys' attention throughout that training camp because they know they're going against their brothers, cousins, former high school teammates, rivals, all that type of stuff. So it makes a big difference when you start off like that as opposed to either playing a money game or playing somebody that's not very good on paper.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a chance to talk to Mr. Tremaine Jackson on the field earlier, and except most of the thing that he's looking forward to is just getting that just running out with the team the first time, so he said you've been away for a month for football, and this is your first time coming acclimated to a new environment, so you're just trying to get your foot and get the store ready to go, pretty much, right? So as we get set here, we got a good turnout here. Even though the weather kept most people away, we still have a good turnout here at Shell Energy Stadium here in Houston, Texas. So we're going to get ready for these key moments for the game. Starting off with the Prairie A&M Panthers, they want to start off with discipline, building a culture of accountability, focus, and structure. They want to try and minimize on their penalties and mistakes. Especially coming into a new season under a new head coach, you want to try and be as perfect as possible, especially coming into a new environment, trying to build a new system going on. And how would you feel about that? You coming in?
Well, I think the biggest thing when you want to try to eliminate penalties, you don't want to have big plays called back. The other big thing, you don't want free snap penalties because that's when you look back on it on film, those are the ones that'll kill you sometimes more than a holding call or something like that. But you don't want big plays called back, and you don't want to, as they say, shoot yourself in the foot before you even get on your long journey, because it is a long journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they said they want to go with this dog mindset mentality. Can you kind of refer to that? Anything?
Well, I think a lot of times people talk about just having that mentality of just having a mantra, and that's what they lean back on. Are you going to be a dog, or are you going to be something else? And when you talk about the dog mentality, that should mean a lot throughout the Panther program.
Absolutely. And another one they want to say, they want to stay flexible and adapt to the game as it unfolds to you. I guess what's another key concept you can take when you're paying attention to, as you haven't seen Texas Southern, as if you're for Jermaine Jackson. Of course, you only have so much film that you can go back and go on to.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, that you try to go back and see where guys were before and formulate somewhat of a game plan, and then everything else you have to adjust to pretty much on the fly. Look and see, are we getting the things that we thought that we were going to get from the film that we saw? Are we getting what we thought we were going to see, as opposed to are we just guessing, throwing stuff at the dartboard, seeing what sticks?
Absolutely. And now we're going to step into it for the point of view for the Texas Southern Tigers. Key to the game for Coach Dishman and his squad. They want to strict and be on and off the field, even small detail matters. So how can you refer to that?
Well, one of the things, when I went to watch them practice, a lot of times they were talking about from the neck up, and that's mentally being strong and not beating yourself. If you go back and look at some of the games that they lost over the last couple of years, a lot of it has been big self-inflicted wounds as opposed to somebody just beating you. So they want to get away from that. Some coaches say Texas Southern will give you a game, or Texas Southern going to do what Texas Southern going to do and not win. So if they can stop from beating themselves, that's a very big part of winning. Don't beat yourself.
Like you just said, play clean. The defense, already among the most penalized in the SWAC. So you want to try and start this new year off, at least be the being the most penalized team in behind you, because like I said, you lost a lot of games like that. Probably more than you count on one hand,
Yeah, the biggest part, like I say, if you cannot beat yourself, you have a good chance of winning.
Yes, sir. And then say
it enough.
Yes, sir. And it goes to the football IQ, knowing your roles, executing your, without hesitation, and just making a good football smart decision. How much do you trust your players, kind of get that free will to,
Well, that's the biggest thing in a game like this. It's going to be some big plays that's going to be made. Who your playmakers are. The other thing is, hopefully you can get a big play from somebody that you sort of don't expect, or maybe even in the special teams game, maybe get a block punt or a bad snap or something like that, where you can get a big play to get you started, especially if you're struggling. But like I said, I think it's going to be some real big plays made by both teams. I think I'm looking forward to seeing maybe a kickoff return or a punt return. The special teams game can be very crucial because you got a lot of guys that this may be their first time being on the field. You got a lot of guys that may have played some last year that now they're getting a chance to play a lot, and they still have to play special teams. So hopefully both teams can take advantage of it and make big plays in the kicking game.
Yes, sir. We go back to 2021. Prairie View came out on top over Texas Southern by a score of 40-17. And then in 2022, Prairie View A&M topped Southern by a score of 40-23. Then back to 2023, Prairie View edged a close one against Texas Southern in overtime by a score of 37-34. Then that was actually the first OT in Labor Day Classic history back in 2023. Then Texas Southern was able to capture at least some of that back by winning last year by a score of 27-9 over the Panthers. So the Panthers are trying to see if they can turn their ways back to winning ways over with Jermaine Jackson.
Yes, and everybody's looking forward to it. There's been a lot of banter back and forth, which is going to always be when you have teams from this close to each other. So, like I say, it's game time. I see the ball on the tee, and we're ready for kickoff.
Yes, sir. I saw you walking around. You just itching ready for this thing to start. So we're about to get ready to go here. Both teams have made their way out onto the field right now. Prairie View will kick off to Texas Southern. So Texas Southern will receive the first possession of this game. They will be moving from right to left on your dial. Get a second. We'll see who's back deep. So the kick for the Panthers will be number 97, Billy Gomez, from his own 35. Nice kick's going to go.
This kid can really run.
Shooting from the end zone. He's got to have some room to run. He's going to follow the ball. The ball's loose. The ball's on the ground, but looks like the Texas Southern Tigers going to fall on it. A big play by the special teams, by the Panthers, knocking that ball out of the return man, and that was number 1 returning that for the Tigers. That was Trenton Larry. Larry almost seemed like he was going to break it out for a second. He had a big hole.
He had a crease. But that's when physical play comes in. That's one of the things that Coach Jackson talked about was how physical they want to be. So that's a good way to start the game. That kid can really fly. He should have caught the ball coming forward instead of catching it over his head.
So are we set to go here? The Tigers are going to get their first possession here. Officially spotted about their own 16, 17-yard line. The ball's going to be handed off to the run back, and it's going to be run up the middle, right to about the right hash for maybe about 2 or 3 yards, depending on the spot.
This little inside zone play, double tight end, some zone. So second and about 7 coming up.
So that was on the carry. That was the running back number 4. That was. Sorry, they say that was number 28. Ethan Renfro on the carry. So now you have Cooper, who's going to be doing the quarterback duties for the Southern Tigers. So he's in the shotgun formation, looks to pass. Going to hit his tight end right up the middle of the field right there for a nice short reception. Going to be about 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down.
Just real quick, most people call that wide sit. Get the tight end right over the ball. If the linebacker drops deep, he just check it off to him. But they did a good job of rallying up to the football.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 from the connection from Cooper to his tight end, Rogers. 3rd down and 2. Ball is at their own 26-yard line. Move from right to left on your down. Shotgun formation for Cooper. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Gets the snap. Looking to pass. Quick pass to his right receiver. That is number 5, Jaquan McGee. And Jaquan McGee's going to have enough for the first down, about picking up 5 yards on that reception.
And with this defense, you can expect to see a lot of what most people call exotic looks, because a lot of people don't play this defense. They'll try to confuse the quarterback with which direction the pressure is coming from. Right there, they just played some zone on them.
So it looks like the Panthers are coming out 3-man front right now. Tigers showing up in this pistol formation. 2 receivers to Cooper's left, 1 to his right. He's going to hand it off to his back. It's number 3, Devon Ford. Devon Ford's going to maybe get a positive gain, about 3 or 4 yards, and put it on the spot.
This is a regular old school ISO right there. Double team and try to lead the fullback in the A-gap and let the running back find a hole.
So you can kind of see already that, I know it's early in the game, but you can see that the Tigers are trying to establish that run game. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6 now for the Tigers. Cooper trying to see if he can put points on his first drive for the Southern Tigers. So he gets the ball in the shotgun formation. He's going to hand this off to the running back once again. Ford trying to spin out of Stackles, but he's going to be wrapped up immediately by number 22 for the Panthers, and that was Ashton Ajuko. So Ajuko able to make a nice open field tackle coming from the free safety spot right there.
He's just sitting flat-footed reading it. Looking at the guard, probably what a lot of people in this defense do, they'll look at the uncovered lineman, and if you get a run read, then that tells you to trigger right away and just find the football.
So now that nice open field tackle will stop for maybe about 2 yards, so now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 now for Cooper in this offense. Cooper looking to pass, has the receiver looking to the right side of the field, going to be connected, but he's going to be spun and brought down. They might have gave him the full progress of a very generous spot. Very generous spot, because usually they take it away because they saw him trying to make another football move, but regardless, they're going to say it's the first down.
If they keep throwing the ball to the flats on 3rd down, I'm going to expect that cornerback to sit on one, and we could be looking at a defensive touchdown for the Panthers.
So Cooper's trying to work fast. Now gets a quick snap, hands it off to Ford. Once again, Ford trying to bounce off to the right side and cuts back up inside, but maybe he's going to get about another gain of 4 yards right there.
So every first down, they've been running the ball. Nobody had the quarterback on this, so maybe expect them to run the same play later, and they don't have to wait. They didn't have to wait on the defense right there.
Yeah, because Texas Southern didn't get a substitution at all. So We got a quick back snap right here. Cooper looking to pass, has all day to throw, and this was going to be in. Looks like going to be caught. It is caught. For a second, it looked like it was going to hit the umpire, the official right there, but making a nice reception right there for the Tigers is number 5, Jaquan McGee. So there is a stoppage in the play. So the
got a false start on the wide receiver out here.
Absolutely. It looked like the Tigers are trying to just get a quick snap, you know, just in case that last play didn't stand and hold for a catch. But
the other thing, too, is once they get a first down, they're going to probably go with a little bit more tempo to try to catch Prairie View substituting as well.
Absolutely, yeah, because you tried to say last time.
Yes.
Prairie View tried to get a little substitution, but Texas Southern did not substitute. So technically, they didn't have to stop play momentarily, so Prairie View caught a little break right there.
I'm pretty sure Coach Dishman or the offensive coaches from Texas Southern will remind the referees of that.
So now we get ready to go here. It'll be 1st and 15 now for the Tigers. Now looking to pass. Cooper's going to be flustered in the back pocket, but he's just got to throw this away. Luckily, he didn't catch a sack right there. Tried to hit his wide receiver, almost like a little design screen right there. But blowing that play up was number 92 for the Panthers, and that was Malik Mason. So
I think the timing was thrown off for the offensive line. You know, most time on the screen, you hold for a second and let him go, and the guy on the left side just let this guy go early. That's how they end up with the pressure.
Cooper did a nice job of just able to get that ball off. We don't know how he got that ball.
He was very lucky not to have that pass intercepted.
So Cooper now looking to pass. It's going to be another screen play, and this one's going to be going for nowhere. Maybe got a yard right there. Trying to do a little misdirection with the screen. A little wide receiver screen right there going to number 1 was Cooper connecting.
See, once again, Prairie View is substituting, and Texas Southern hadn't substituted in. Now they are, but they had a chance to catch Prairie View in the substitution. So it should be 3rd down. They didn't change the box up there. It should be 3rd and long, not 2nd and long.
Scoreboard is saying 3rd and 15. The chain is saying 2nd and 15. So we'll go off the scoreboard and say 3rd and 15. Ball is across midfield on the Prairie View's 46-yard line. Shotgun formation for Cooper. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right.
In the middle.
Looking to pass, has the receiver open downfield, and this was going to be caught.
They caught it with a little switch route. The outside receiver ran a post, and the inside receiver ran a corner route, and the safety took the corner and left the post wide open. Not wide open. It was a good catch, good throw, touchdown.
And this was going to be a quarterback keeper for Cooper. He's going to walk in for the 9-yard touchdown run. So just what the doctor ordered up for the Texas Southern Tigers on their first drive.
Got a little bit of a light show for those of you at home. I don't know if this is the first time they ever had the light, but the crowd is going crazy because they had the LED show. But it was just a zone read, and I told you before that the first couple times they ran it, nobody was out there for the quarterback, and now they run it for a touchdown.
So like you said, you just called it. No one kept up with Cooper. The first 4 times they ran that little read option, and then he did the wise thing of taking it, just running it 8 yards himself. So with 9:03 remaining here in the first quarter of play, the Texas Southern Tigers are able to be successful on their first drive to put up points in this contest, leading by a score of 7-0. Keep it where you got it right there. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network. We want to take this time to thank our sponsors that are bringing this game brought to you today. The Prairie View Athletic Club, serving the Panthers since 1986, a proud sponsor with the Openmic Broadcast Network. I want to also thank the Temple of Refuge Ministries from Prairie View, Texas, building the kingdom one soul at a time. As we get set to get action back here, the Tigers were able to capitalize on their first possession from an 8-yard touchdown run from Cooper. So now the Panthers are going to get their first look in this 2025 campaign. So what's the message that you're giving to the Panthers after giving up that first drive so far?
Man, just settle down and do what you're supposed to do. Because they had, now Texas Southern made 2 outstanding catches, the low ball over the middle and the deep pass that put them and goal to go. Those are two great plays. So you just tell you guys, settle down. Number one, we need to get some pressure on the quarterback. Then number two, just do your job as a secondary. But I really do believe Texas Southern quarterback going to throw one of those balls in the flat. And with more of you guys squatting on that, it may be a big six for the Panthers.
So we'll see if the Panthers can try and make that mid-game adjustment, as like they mentioned earlier. Of course, this is Tremaine Jackson's first year as head coach for the Panthers. So he's trying to shift this program into the right direction, especially getting this first year and first game started off with the right. So kicking teams for the respective teams come out on the side. So back deep for the Panthers to receive this kick. Select number 10. That is Andre Dennis. Hey, Dennis is standing at about his own, say, 3-yard line. Respectfully, kickers do have a nice leg here in the SWAC, so we'll see if he gets a nice return out of here. The opening kickoff did go into the touchback for Villa Gomez, and they decided to run it out. So we'll see what the Panthers decide to do here. From kicking off for the Tigers is number 45, Jeremy Ramirez, and Dennis is going to get this one's going to run his hands on Wayne.
Got a crease. Oh, they got a hole. They got three flags.
3 flags coming in at the same spot. So you can kind of go ahead and dictate what that was. And on the return, was number 14 for the Panthers, and that's Kellen Stewart. So already not a good start for the Panthers. So with a holding going against the Panthers, so it's going to mark them 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So they would have probably originally guided about just a little bit past the 20, but.
So it should be about the 30, 25, probably going to be on about 12 and a half, 13-yard line. Should be half the distance to the goal from the 25.
We wait on the officials to get the official mark as they swapping out balls now. So officially they finally got it sparked. About the 15-yard line, balls on the right hash. Panthers going to be moving from left to right on your dial. Leading for the Panthers, that quarterback is going to be number 4, Cameron Peters, the graduated senior. I think he's set to go lead.
They starting out with Bingham at the tailback spot.
Bingham,
if he gets a crease, it might get ugly. Either he going to shake somebody or he'll run by him.
Peters ready to go, set the actions, fake the handoff to Bingham. He's going to throw this out to the wide receiver on the design screen, and that is number 4. Peters connecting to number 9. That is Rodney Ojo.
And the Texas Southern defense thought it was a false start by the slot receiver. He did lean forward, but he didn't get caught.
So that reception there would go for about 7 yards. So there is going to be a free play for the Panthers. And it's going to be a reception from Peters to this receiver, Rockwell. If it stands, which it should be a first down.
And now the Panthers have to hope one of their guys didn't move either. If it's offset, no. So they took the play because of how many yards they got on the completed pass.
Offside on the defense. That penalty is declined.
Okay, so it was the offside, so they did the right thing,
yes.
declining it and getting your positive yardage. So that's able to move the change. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Ball is spotted at their own 35-yard line. Peters ready to work fast here now. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Now taking his time, signal the man in motion. It's going to be a fake end around. It's going to keep it himself now, trying to follow his blockers. Just going to run to the left side of the field and maybe get a yard on that if he's lucky.
So most people call that a quarterback power with a ghost reverse, where you fake the reverse coming back to the wide side of the field. And a lot of times what they'll do, they'll look and see, did anybody come with the reverse? If nobody came with the reverse, they'll go back to that same motion and pitch it to the reverse guy this time.
So now Peters is ready to work here with an empty set now. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Now gets this ball looking pass, going to good pass to his receiver once again. That is Rockwell. And looked like the ball came a little short But Rockroad did a nice job. He's just coming to it.
Yeah, they ran all stops. They saw that Texas Southern was playing cover 3 defense, which means the cornerback is playing a little bit further off. The guy under the corner, as soon as he saw the quarterback set his feet, he should have got underneath there. So that's just an easy read for the quarterback.
And you can see that they want to get it out of his hands quick, too. So
let's see if they got 4 strong, see if we get a rollout to the field.
3rd and 3. Ball is at their own 42-yard line. 7:03 remaining here in the first quarter. Texas Southern on top by a score of 7-0. This is going to be a design quarterback keeper, and this one's going to go maybe a yard.
It's going to be close.
The Texas Southern defense is all over that one. So we're going to see if Jermaine Jackson and these Prairie View offense decide to be aggressive here. You can say this is 4th and manageable.
4th and 2. They're going to try to draw them off sides right here.
Panthers going to keep the offense out on the field right now. 2 receivers to Peter's left, 2 to his right. Now he signals Redmond from his left to his right. Now looking over to the sideline. Going to change the play call. Just going to see.
They're going to probably either take a time out of the penalty. A lot of people's philosophy is if I call a timeout, we going for it on 4th down. But early in the game, you may just see them punt. They'll take the timeout because they know they're going to get the extra timeout at the 2-minute quote-unquote warning in the second quarter.
Well, I guess you didn't have the 2-minute timeout back in the day, so how beneficial is it now?
Well, you almost have the clock managed like you in the NFL, but the thing you have to remember, too, in college football, if you get the first down, the clock stops, or if you go out of bounds. In the NFL, they try to keep that thing going for TV purposes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we stopped the clock here at 6:14 in the first quarter. The Panthers are looking at a 4th and 2. They want to talk things over, trailing right now by a score of 7-0 to the Texas Southern Tigers. We'll take a little moment here to look over the SWAC scores over the league so far because we had a little rain delay. Game was supposed to start originally at 7 and then got pushed all the way back from 7 to 7:30, then to 7:30 to 8:05, and official games time was at 8:25.
So Prairie View look like they put their offense on the bench, so they're going to look like they're about to punt the football. Excuse me.
So as the teams are about to make their way out to the field right now, like I said, the Panthers are just going to try to just flip field position here and just try to trust their defense. So we'll take a little break and step away momentarily. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network. Get some quick scores. Grambling on top of Langston by a score of 35-0 in the second. Texas Tech is trailing by a score. Arkansas Pine Bluff is trailing by a score of 47-0 at halftime. As we get set to go back here, Prairie did bring out their punting it, but this is going to be a small yardage of a punt.
45. Yeah, he's saying. But the thing, too, if you looked at it, nobody from Texas Southern rushed from the outside, so they may do that. We call it a rugby kick, and he can pull it and get those yards right there.
Like I say, it didn't look like anybody got close to him to even starting him from shanking at. You guys say that's his first game?
So a lot of times what happened on that rugby kick, guys, they're checking to see if somebody's coming, so they take their eyes off the ball for a quick second.
Gotcha. So now the Panthers will have to flip things over here. So now they're going to turn over to.
I'm expecting a pass right here.
Cooper and this Tiger offense. Nope.
No
fake. Looking, this ball's going to be behind the intended receiver. That was intended for number 4.
And if you look at it, the running back was even with the quarterback, so that's a pass indicator from up here. See, now he's a little bit back, so it's an incomplete pass, and the running back is sitting back.
So the ball's loose, and the ball's going to be recovered by the Panthers. And I was just about to say they really just caught a break because they were just in the middle of chaining the ball out, and the Tigers are trying to work fast right there.
He had don't get that ball out, he's still running.
So the Panthers are able to catch a break and catch their first turnover here in today's contest. So they're not going to flip the field, and now they're going to have it past midfield. This looks like it. Now they're going to say, a little bit close to midfield. They're going to be spotted at their own 48-yard line. Officially on the left hash. Again, moving from left to right on your dial. Panthers coming in wearing the white helmet with the white cage, white top, purple number, gold trim, purple pants, white cleats. Now Peters and his offense ready to get their second.
Trick play or something right here.
Ball's going to be handed off to the back. That is number 20.
Bingham.
Bingham maybe going to get a yard right there on that. The Panthers are showing that they still want to run the ball, even though they have just maybe only gotten the most yards, 2 yards on each carry.
Sometimes you got to run it just to show them you will run it. Run it, set up, play action pass.
Now he signals his tight end in motion. Now he's going to hand this off to Bingman once again, and Bingman again is going to just fall forward for about a modest gain of 3 yards right there.
Yeah, just an old school ISO, third and about 5 is coming up.
And Bingman's not a big guy. He's about 5'9", so he can kind of just try to slither his way through there.
Slide, but that joker get the full speed fast. When he mashed the gas, you know it.
So now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 now for the Panthers. Ball's past midfield, officially marked at the Texas Southern 46-yard line. Peters signals his receiver in motion. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Looking to pass, has it to the receiver, and that's going to be caught by Rockwell once again, just sitting at the 1st down marker, passing by 2 yards, able to pick up the 1st down for the Panthers.
Yeah, most people call that the old sit route with the flat route coming behind it.
So now the Panthers trying to work quick here once again, and this is going to be handed off to Bingman.
Holding on the defense. Is either holding on, face mask, illegal hands to the face, or holding on the offense.
Yeah, you saw 3 different penalty markers come in, both from back judges.
Holding. Offense, number 74.
So it's 3 penalties so far on the Panthers. The other, we call it a snag route, where you have a corner route, a sit, and a flat route. And all the quarterback is doing, whoever is covering the flats is wrong.
So now that's going to push them back 10 yards. So now Peters and his offense are looking at a 1st and 2.
We got one-on-one out here.
Hard snap, tried to draw the defense off sides, and then he's just going to keep this on the design quarterback keeper. He's going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's going to say 3 yards shy of it.
Yeah. That's one thing about Cam. He can do some things. It look like a design quarterback lead, so he can do some things with his legs that a lot of guys can't.
So we're just trying to get some of that penalty yardage that they lost from that hold. So now it's at least a 2nd and manageable now. So I'm going to say 2nd and 13 now for Cameron Peters and his Prairie View's offense. Now he signals Bingman in motion. He's going to go all the way out there to the left side by himself. So now Peters looking to pass, has some decent time in his pocket. He's going to be connected to his receiver, and that is number 9, Ojo, on the connection right there. Ojo right there, able to move the chains for the Panthers. So ball's officially spotted at the Texas Southern Tigers 27-yard line.
Yeah, good read, high-low read by the over route by the number 3 receiver in the bunch.
So now Peters ready to work here again in the shotgun formation. Had his receiver in motion. Now he's going to throw a little screen. Just supposed to hit. It was an incomplete pass, so it was supposed to go to the intended receiver. Rockwell just in and out of his hands. He tried to run before he had it, but
yeah, that's the old school hide route. They bring the receiver from behind the line of scrimmage, and they have a screen by the 2 receivers to the field. And long as he catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage, they can block before he catches the ball. A lot of people starting to run that play now.
So now that stoppage in the play stopped the clock at 3:14 here in the 1st quarter. Now
they got a lot of room up top. Look how far the corners are playing off.
Yeah, about 10 yards off of him right now. So now Rockwell's in motion. Now it's going to be another design quarterback run. Just going to run up the middle, just trying to follow his blockers.
Look at that joker there. Quarterback power.
didn't go anywhere, but you had a Texas Southern Tiger defender just kind of jumping in late.
We call it the Geronimo tackle. He just looked like he's coming out of parachute.
Yeah, you can hear
some referees will call a personal foul on that.
Yes, unnecessary roughness. Yeah, you can hear the reactions from the fans. It's funny. But as we go here, the Tigers able to stop Peters on that carry. He only went for about 2 yards, so it's a 3rd and 8 now for the Panthers. Tight end in motion. This is a legal snap probably, but it's going to be a quick play. It's going to be in to the receiver. Rockwell, once again, he's been busy already in this game. As we'll see what the penalty marker is, if it's a illegal snap or a...
Once again, every time they jump off sides, they have a built-in route. If the corner's playing off, they run a hitch or a sit route. If the corner's playing up, they're going to run a fade.
So the Panthers are threatening to tie this contest up here. Ball is spotted inside the red zone at the Tigers' 15-yard line. Peters switching the formation over now from the left to the right. 2 receivers to the left. We got a new running back in, looks like. It's going to be Peters looking to pass. He's going to throw out to his left side. Has no one. He's going to throw this away. Has an open man in the end zone all by himself for the 15-yard touchdown.
That's the thing that Cam can give you. He can extend some plays and make some throws. Every now and then, he'll make a throw that make you say, what are you doing? But right there, that throw paid off because he kept the play alive.
Yes, sir. That was going to say number 33. Well, we don't have a 33. I missed the next one would be Elijah Wilson, but brother Elijah Wilson don't look like that, but I could be wrong. Don't look like a DB. Look like more of a fullback right there. But nevertheless, the Panthers are able to put points on the board with the point at the tip is up, and it is good. We have some late shoving coming in, but that is expected with this heated rivalry as the officials coming in to try to break it up. But nevertheless, the point at attempt is up and is good. So with 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of play, the Panthers and Texas Southern all tied at 7 apiece. We'll step away momentarily. When we come back, we'll bring you the next possession for the Texas Southern Tigers. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network, where the Panthers were able to capitalize on a 15-yard pass connection from Peters to his wide receiver to tie this contest up. As we just mentioned over the break, that the Tigers just kind of shot themselves in the foot right there. Kept the drive alive for the Panthers. And like I said, the Panthers were able to make the most of it. So now, as we set to go here, the Panthers are just trying to see if they can at least try to slow down the Tigers' offense. It seems like they want to work quick. Kick for the Panthers will be number 97, Villa Gomez. Back deep for the Tigers is number 1, Trent Larry. Larry standing just right at the goal line. Between the half and the 1, you want to call it. Last time did get a deep return, so we'll see what he tries to do here. So I guess, Coach, would you give your guy the free reins to take anything out?
It depends on who he is, but I would always tell guys, if you catch it forward, I'm fine with it, but I don't want to see you go backwards, catch it over your shoulder, and then try to get some momentum. Now, I'll tell guys, line up a little bit deeper so you can get a running start on the kickoff. On a punt return, I want your feet set, but on the kickoff return, let's catch it with a little bit more momentum going forward. I would probably line him up 2 yards deeper than what he is.
We get set to go here, and the ball had fell off the tee, but Villa Gomez able to get it reset.
Time. And it's not windy. You don't see the flag.
Yeah, it's not.
It's probably a bad ball set.
Yeah, it's not windy at all. Like I said, we did have rain earlier.
Yeah.
And we got clear skies now. A nice breeze, but not, I wouldn't say strong enough to blow the ball away. But
and you can see Texas Southern switch the return guys. Look like number 1 is back up top and 4 is here. Both of these guys have fumbled the ball already in this game.
So now they're just going to have a placeholder now for.
Yeah, let's see if this makes a difference in how far he kicks the ball and the coverage as well, because you lose a guy, you're actually losing 2 guys in coverage now.
So now Gomez is going to kick this
See, it's
one.
much shorter kick with it on the.
We're going to get this inside the 10, and he has enough room to run and check it off the tackle. He's going to bounce out, cutting up the field. Now makes a move, has one defender to miss, and just going to be thrown down.
I told you he could run.
And you did right about that one, Coach. And you can see he just needs any kind of space to work with. And you can see it's just big play just written all over him.
It may be good that the kicker stayed back as far as he did. They missed the tackle. 22 guys missed him. I almost had a block in the back.
Yeah, so it looked like they got away with one right there.
Yeah, the kicker just slowed him down. He didn't actually make the tackle, but he made him have to cut to someone else.
So now Cooper and this offense ready to go. Ball is past midfield at the Panthers' 49-yard line, but this was going to be 8 up right away. Was a design run to Renfro, but he was met immediately in the backfield by number 90.
Good job by the nose guard getting off that block.
Yes, that was McGee.
And look like with all the motion, they're trying to outflank Prairie View in that 3-man front, but they still ran the ball up the middle. So let's see if they try to go to the edges since Prairie View is getting outflanked. But they have an overhang, but he got to be reading that thing really fast to get back inside on the run.
So we're going to say that carry went for no gain right there. So 2nd and 10 now for this Cooper offense. And this was going to be in and out of the hands. Tried to connect with this receiver was McGee on a quick slant right there. Looked like the ball almost got deflected by a defender for the Panthers, and then got out of the hands of McGee out of his reach, and then luckily just out of everybody's reach because it almost could have been a pick six.
If they would have been in a zone defense, it probably would have been an interception. But because they were in man, everybody had somebody.
So now that incomplete forces a 3rd down and 10 now for Cooper and this Tiger offense. Looking to go 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right.
Let's see if they bring something a little bit different that we hadn't seen yet.
Panthers was kind of sagging off about 5 yards, and Cooper is going to take this one and run. He's going to have to slide down. We'll see what the Panthers do. They did a nice job of almost avoiding a late hit right there.
Oh, they moved the ball way back on him.
Well, so now they at least they do it where he slides out, not where he's going at with the slide. So the slide would have probably got him 3 yards, but they did it where he first went down. So he only got a yard on that carry, so it's going to be a 4th down and 9.
Yeah, Cooper had a tight end running, but I don't know if the tight end was running away from him. He just missed him, but he did have a guy.
Yeah, you can say that pressure got to him in that pocket, made him force him out.
Yeah, pretty good defensive line stunt that caused him to get out of the pocket, take his eyes off of who was open.
So Tigers had to bring out the punting unit. So the punt was Jeremy Ramirez, and he's going to kick this out to number 10. That is second. That is Andre Dennis, who was able to receive that punt, and he received it inside his 20-yard line. So Tigers able to flip the field and pin the Panthers inside their own 20 and say officially it's spotted at their own 12. So far, so good for both teams, you can say.
You expect that in a rivalry, a little back and forth.
So now the Panthers are trying to see if they can at least try to take the lead here with this next drive. This quick snap. Ball's going to be open to the receiver, just out of the reach of him. Looks like the receiver just kind of lost sight of the ball. He kind of kept running. Kind of could have got to it.
Well, it's sort of funny. If you look back, they have some lights in the corner instead of being straight out, so he may have lost it in those corner lights that are turned in over there. So if you don't see it out of his hands, sometimes you can lose it on the way down if you don't see it out of his hands.
Yeah, Peters trying to take a deep shot downfield on the right side of the field, but just couldn't connect with his wide receiver.
Well, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier with he thought the guy on defense was offsides, didn't get the call, but you saw he threw the fade because the corner was pressed that time instead of off.
Absolutely. That was a funky developing play, but now we get ready to set go here. This is going to be a quick pass, but almost turned something into nothing right there.
He went through 2 guys' hand. He threw it so hard.
Yes, so he threw it so fast it wasn't out of the intended receiver, Dennis, and then it was at the right spot at the right time was the tight end, Ethan John, but John just reflections couldn't catch the ball fast enough.
Yes.
But, oh, my God, if he could have came that, we got to be kind of still a house call.
The safety missed the read on it, once the ball was tipped, he went where it was originally going. Then once he got tipped, they got past him.
So now we're looking at a 3rd down and 10 now for the Panthers. He's going to single a man. The motion going to hand this off to the back. Bigman's going to have a nice run.
Close but short.
Yeah, it's going to be about a yard short. We're going to see if they decide to keep the offense out on the field, but that's going to be the last play.
Yeah. I don't think they noticed that the quarter is over with.
No, they don't, because usually you get a horn to sound out.
Yeah.
Because you saw the Panthers were trying to work quick because it was a 4th and manageable, 4th and 1. They're trying to go quick. So they're going to be a stoppage, and that's going to conclude that first quarter of play. We're all tied here at 7 apiece here at Shell Energy Stadium. Panthers 7, the Tigers 7. Keep it where you got it. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network. We're here in Houston, Texas at the Shell Energy Stadium, where we are all tied at our contest here with the Prairie View Panthers and the Texas Southern Tigers. The Panthers are going to have this one starting the second quarter, moving from right to left on your dial. They're looking at a 4th and 1. Ball's spotted at their own 21-yard line. What are you doing here, Coach? Are you going to go for this 4th and 1, or are you trusting your defense already?
The ball this far back up if you don't get it.
So now, just waiting for both teams to get out. Timeout here. Kind of still have a TV timeout going on right now. But it's a nice turnout here at Shell Energy. The rain might have kept some people away. But for the few that came out here, I say few, there's a big turnout that came out.
Yeah, from what I understand, there's still a lot of people trying to get in. They're having problems with the readers at the gate.
Oh, okay, wow. Take this time, go over some more scores over the SWAC real quick. See, Alabama A&M lost to Arkansas by a score 52-7. Southern was victorious over Mississippi Valley State by a score of 34-29. See, then you have Jackson State that was victorious over Hampton by a score of 28-14. Howard defeated Florida A&M by a score of 10-9. And that's what we have right here. See what happened Friday. FIU defeated Bethune-Cookman by a score of 42-9. We had some contests going on Thursday. UAB defeated Alabama State by a score of 52-42. That was a shootout. And then Northwestern State defeated Alcorn State by a score of 20-10 on that one. And then the first SWAC game, you could say, that happened on the August 23 was the Cricket MEAC versus SWAC, and that was North Carolina was victorious over Southern by a score of 31-14. So Southern was at least able to tie their record here with the victories over Mississippi Valley State today. So now Jermaine Jackson decides to bring the punting unit out here. It's going to be a better punt this time. It's going to hit the Panthers. I mean, hit the Tigers. Caught them slacking. The Panthers almost didn't fall on it for a second.
They got it. That's the return guy's fault. He was lined up too deep. He should have come up and caught that ball.
So the Panthers get their second turnover here, and they're trying to see if they can make some points out of this one now. Able to capitalize on the last turnover. They caught it, the fumble, and got the ball with great field position.
Once again, they have a short field.
Yes, sir. Got this one now inside their own enemy territory, officially spotted at the Texas Southern 34-yard line.
Let's see if we get a trick play right here. This is what we call sudden change. So now you get a gift. You got the ball in your opponent's territory. So a lot of times you'll see a trick play or a play action pass right here.
So now Peters in this offense ready to go. Got two receivers to his left, one to his right. Now he signals his receiver in motion from left to right. Now he's going to hand his off. He's going to keep this action to himself on the read option. Probably would have been better off just giving that one up.
Yeah.
So they're going to say he maybe got a yard on that one. Wrapped up immediately by two Tigers defenders right there.
Yeah, he should have cut under the motion guy. He tried to go outside the kickoff block, we usually tell guys run to your guy's butt. If you run to his butt, that means the receiver or the guy he's blocking is on the other side of him.
So now Peters in this offense ready to work quick now here. He signals a man in motion now, moving from right to left. It's going to be a quick handoff to the running back, Mingman once again, and Mingman's going to push his way forward for maybe about 3 yards.
They got a good solid 3 or 4. This is a manageable third down, third and a good 6.
So you are in field goal range, but you're kind of onto the right high.
I know Texas Southern coach is going to be telling their guys, watch the ball, don't worry about the claps.
So ball is snapped to Peters. He's going to throw this one behind his intended running back, and this one's going to maybe be not even close to it. It looked like
4th and about 4. Good screen, good tackle by that safety that came up.
Yeah, if Peter didn't throw that ball behind his running back, he probably could have got enough with the first down. Had to adjust to that ball was number 26, Brandon Campbell.
It was a good job by number 0, the defensive end, what we call retracing his steps, coming back and making a play on the football.
Yes, sir, that was number 0, Mr. Lewis on that carry. Or Patterson, Jason Patterson. So we have another stoppage in the play. Texas Southern's going to take a timeout. So we'll step away momentarily. When we come back, we're looking at a 4th and 3 for the Panthers. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network here at Shell Energy Stadium. We're all tied here at 7 apiece here in the second quarter. Right now, the Panthers are looking at a 4th and 3. Ball is spotted at the Texas Southern 27-yard line. We got 13 minutes, 9 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. Texas Southern wanted to talk things over, so they took their first timeout. They still have 2 remaining here, as well as the Panthers have 2 timeouts remaining here in this first half of play. So we're going to see what they decide to do here. The Panthers caught a break. They were punting the ball to start off the second quarter, and then some mishaps happened as it was a muff punt hit off of the Tigers defender. Didn't know where the ball was at when it was up in the air, and the Panthers were able to bounce on it. But now the Panthers are looking at a 4th and 3, trying to see if they can capitalize points after that turnover. And they get the Tigers offside, so they have a free play, so you don't have to force it too much. So they're going to take a shot downfield, and it's going to be incomplete.
I guarantee you, before they left the sideline, the coaches were telling them watch the ball.
So the Panthers, as you can say, catch a break again as the Tigers shoot themselves in the foot with another onside penalty.
They're not even playing Russian roulette. They shoot themselves in the foot with an automatic.
So now we're looking at a 1st and 10 now.
You ain't going to miss when you're doing that, homeboy.
1st and 10 for Cameron Peters and his offense now. He's going to keep this action now, and he's going to run this one trying to follow his running back, the lead blocker right there. And he's going to say he maybe got 3 yards on that carry.
And they just run a zone read, and the Texas Southern defense just following the line. You'll take 3 yards on the first down. Keep it manageable as long as you don't lose yards. You'd rather get 4, but you'll take 3.
So that keeps the clock running now. It's looking at a 2nd and 7 now. Ball is spotted at the Texas Southern 19-yard line. It's going to be a quick drag route connected. Oh, this should be a late hit right there, but it was not called. But regardless, that's another reception for Rockwell, the junior. As Peter was able to connect him on the drag, coming underneath the defense right there. But he's going to say he only got about 2 yards on that reception.
And what they'll do, they keep running this shallow route. Their linebacker's going to start coming up, and then they'll get the ball right behind where the linebacker's supposed to be.
So 3rd and 5 now for
Watch.
Panthers.
See if they jump up, try to draw them off sides again.
Cameron's signaling the man in motion. He's going to pitch this out to his running back. That is.
He's 4th down again.
So that wasn't Bingman on the pitch. That's number 26. That is Campbell on the carry right there. They're going to say he did get the 5 yards that he needed.
On one side they have 4th down. The other side they move the chains up top.
Yeah, let's see how they. So it's saying 4th and 1. Ball is spotted at the 13. And he needed.
So they
5.
probably looking at it, waiting on a call from upstairs.
Yeah, they're going to.
It looked like he was short because the guy that spotted the ball held his balled up fist up, which means 4th down. But the other guy, the official spotter of the ball, should have been the referee on the other side of the field. So there's no telling what he saw.
Yeah, so they might take a little stoppage in the play just to measure it out real quick. It shouldn't take too long because you can do quick math. The ball was at the 17.
So they said it's the 1st down already.
So they might have to readjust that ball because the ball was at the 17. No way it could be at the 13 for a 1st down.
It looked like he was short, but we don't know what is exact in terms of, because the chains on Prairie View side are the official chains. This marker right here is not the official 1st down chain. Usually in college football, the official chains on the visitor sideline.
So now they say it is a 1st and goal. We'll say 1st and 10. This ball's going to be handed off to Campbell once again. Campbell is trying to follow his blockers. Looked like if he was able to try to slip it out to the right side, but he got slipped up and taken down, not after picking up another 3-yard gain.
So it's just regular old zone. Got the motion guy coming across, so don't be surprised if we see Cam pull it and give himself a run-pass option on the edge of the defense.
So the Panthers now getting some substitution now in on that offensive side. Had some new offensive linemen coming in. Now you got some new skill guys coming in. Trying to get that right personnel, trying to see if they can add on and take their first lead here in this contest. 2nd and 7, ball is at the Tigers' 10-yard line. 10 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. There's going to be a keeper by Peters, and Peters is going to just run this one, and he might be a yard shy of the 1st down.
A quarterback counter, that's what we call that. They pull the front side guard and the offset back and ran an old school counter because they motioned the tailback out. Just another way to keep the ball in your quarterback hand, and it's not bad when Cam have it in his hands.
And he had the option. He could have thrown it to Campbell out there, just depending on how the defense read him right there. But he did a nice job of keeping it and got positive yards. So now we're looking at 3rd and 2. Ball is at the Tigers' 5-yard line, and the Panthers are threatening to answer here. This ball's going to be handed off to the running back, Campbell. Campbell's going to kind of slither his way in, dance in, and it's going to be in for the 5-yard touchdown run.
And that's one of the things that Coach talked about, being able to run the power. That's just old school power. You got to kick out in a wrap, and he's small enough to get behind what we call a wrapper that's looking for the inside linebacker. And you saw him shuffle a little bit, but he did a good job of getting vertical once he did see the crease.
Yeah, Brandon Campbell, the 5'10" junior right there. We'll say the 5'10" grad, I'm sorry. Was able to slither his way through that offensive line. Almost seemed like he's about to be untouched for a second. But he's dragging defenders with him, falling into the end zone. As this kick is up, and it's good from Aiden Webb for the Panthers. And the Panthers are able to capitalize off the turnover and add on to their lead, their first lead here into the contest. Now they're leading by a score of 14-7. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network, where the Panthers were able to capitalize off that turnover and put points on the board. We'll remind you are listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network, where you can visit our 24-hour streamline at opnradio.com and catch any rebroadcast of games and special programs. Also, I'd like to remind our listeners that you can join the Temple of Refuge Ministries Bible studies and sermons every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time by dialing 857-777-4411. Again, that number is 857-777-4411. As we get ready to resume back into action here, the Panthers, so far so good. They got 14 points off for turnover so far in this contest, Coach.
Yep, every time they get a big break, they're taking advantage of it. A lot of times you'll see teams that get those breaks but can't take advantage of it. Fortunately, the Panthers have today.
Now, Tigers going to try to see if they can at least just tie this one up here. They're going to be moving from left to right on your dial. Again, the Panthers coming in wearing the white helmet, white top, purple number, trimmed in gold, purple pants. As the home team Tigers come in with the black top helmet, black top, white number, trimmed in the burgundy maroon, black pants.
I don't know if that's a new tee, a different ball, or something. That joker won't stay up there for him.
Yeah, you can kind of see the breeze trying to pick up a little bit.
You can feel it now.
Yes. Billy Gomez able to put the ball on the tee this time. Going to see if he can get a quick kick before it falls off again. Kicking on from his own 35. Backbeat is number 1, Larry. And this one's going to be received at about his own 5-yard line, trying to hit the outside. And he has blockers. In front of him. It's going to be nobody going to stop him. He's at the 30. The 25 cuts inside and finally stopped at the 20. So these two men back here for the Tigers.
They got some jokers that can run. I watched them practice, and they were very impressive when I saw them at practice. They, like I said, don't take them long to get the full speed. And they full speed is faster than a lot of other guys. I think if he would have just trusted his speed, he would have outran that guy. But once again, the kicker being that made him slow down a little bit. So
yeah, Villa Gomez made him cut upfield, which at least allowed his teammates to come back to stop him. So right there, the Tigers are going to be in for the touchdown. One play, 20 yards out, and number 28, that is Ethan Renfro, is in for the touchdown.
Yeah, I was thinking they were going to take a shot play, but when you can hand it out to a joker and he put it in the end zone, that's even better. I always say, whenever I go on the show, it's nothing more demoralizing than the team being able to run the ball when you know they're going to run it and when they need to run the ball.
I was going to say, what do you need a shot play when you got your guy that can at least return it all the way to the 20, and then your running back just running through 2 defenders right there and just tip the rest himself.
But sometimes the momentum of 2 guys can knock one off the other one.
So as the point out, that tip is up, and it's good. As we got some more pushing and shoving coming in, there's going to be a late penalty marker.
It might be offsetting, because I did see a guy from Texas Southern push a guy in the back, but I didn't see what happened before that. But I see the referees, so it might be offset, or it's probably going to be against Texas Southern. And you hate to have that happen after you get a big momentum swing like that.
15 seconds from break, you get a huge kickoff return, and then one play, you're into the end zone. So we're waiting to call.
Yes, so it was unsportsmanlike against Texas Southern. But the thing about it is, no matter what you do that guy, you're not going to hurt him. So
yeah, they caught him. They probably caught the last one, but retaliated right there.
And that happens a lot on the field goal PAT, because you got a frustrated defensive guy that's getting teed off on, but an offensive guy getting teed off on. It's a big pile of bodies. Now everybody's frustrated.
Yeah, for a second, you thought, like I said, it would have been offsetting, because you saw just players just piling in after that top of that. But nevertheless, they only got one guilty verdict there, and that's going to go against the Texas Southern Tigers. So hopefully the Panthers can try to capitalize on this, so it's going to push them back on the kickoff return.
Yeah, so instead of kicking off from the 35, they'll be kicking from the 20, and a lot of times what'll happen, some people are line driving so the return don't get set up, but with the way that the wind may be blowing in this direction, he may get a good foot into it, or either he'll kick it high and far as opposed to his regular kick, or he'll try to get more height on it to give his kickoff team time to get down there.
Okay, we're about 8 minutes and 52 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, and what can you assess from at least from the Texas Southern side so far, from where you got this game at?
Well, I think you're happy because it's tied up. The only thing you don't like, you got 2 turnovers. And if you take away the you'll look at it like if they didn't get the turnovers, they wouldn't have scored, but you never know that. But the fact is that both times they scored, they have had a short field.
Yes, sir. And then let's say they make sure they capitalized on it.
And I used to have a field position chart that it tells you, like, if you start from the 10, 20, wherever you start, is a percentage on how many times you score. And I think both times Prairie View started on about the 35 going in. It's a very high percentage. At a minimum, you're going to get a field goal out of it.
Yes, sir. So now, instead of kicking from the 35, he's going to be kicking from his 20 from that 15-yard penalty marker on the unsportsmanlike conduct. Standing in at his own 20. Yes, Stewart's going to have some room to run. He's going to try to follow his blockers. They're still on his feet, trying to bounce out to the outside, spinning out, but still going to be wrapped up. Looked like he was trying to spin out to the outside of the right side of the field. Almost escaped it for a second.
So if you look at it, that's a big difference in starting on the 42 as opposed to you taking back 15 yards to 27.
Yes, sir. So now the Panthers are going to get this one. I'm going to say at their own 42. The Panthers so far has had good starting field position.
Yes, definitely.
To start this game off. You know, they had some miscues the first one, but that's expected when they first come into a new season, especially under new head coach. So now we're set to go here. Peters and his offense ready to go now with the score tied at 14-14 here in the second quarter. Two receivers to his right, one to his left. He's just going to hand us off to his running back, and that's going to be Bingman. Bingman's going to follow his blockers and maybe push up for about a good gain of 5 yards right there.
Yeah, I like the way he runs. Gets behind the shoulder pass, let the blocks develop for him, and once he sees the crease, they say slow to fast through.
Yes, sir. He doesn't run like he's 5'9", and he's trying to hit those holes. You see him, he's trying to go to the contact, and that's what you like to see. So now we're looking at a 2nd down and 5 now for Cameron Peters and his Prairie View offense.
And he's got leverage on a lot of guys.
Almost got a tight formation here. Two receivers to his right, one to his left. Signals the fullback in formation. Now it's going to be a little misdirection. It's going to hand us off to the little wide receiver on the end around, and that is Dennis. And Dennis is going to have enough for the first down.
And they got him about a yard short. 3rd and 1, maybe. 3rd and a good 2.
I guess they didn't give him that little extra push after there. So 3rd and 2 now for the Panthers. Ball is at midfield.
Let's see if they keep the ball in Cam's hands right here.
Or they try to see to get him off sides, but they keep it in Cam's hands. He's just going to run forward. It doesn't even seem like the Tigers wanted to tackle him at first. We got a host of Tigers, and we got some more pushing and shoving coming in right now. But nevertheless, Cam Peters does have enough for the first down to keep the chains moving. Again, the Panthers are trying to work quick now. Already on the line of scrimmage, ready to go. Two receivers to his left, two to his right. Fakes the handoff, looking to pass. He's going to connect with this receiver on that one once again, and that is number 33. We're going to have to find a little mysterious name for him because it doesn't add up on our roster sheet. He doesn't look like no DeAndre to me. But nevertheless, he's able to get a reception for his Panther squad and move them a little bit closer, almost into enemy territory. Well, you are in the enemy territory, almost into that red zone. So now the ball is at.
That's a forward pass.
The ball was a little bit too short.
Yeah, he was trying to get it out there to him in a hurry because they had 3-on-2 outside.
And you can see one thing with what they're trying to do with Peters. They're trying to get the ball out quick, regardless.
Yeah, for the most part, yes.
They don't want him sitting in that pocket too long. If you don't have it, just take it off and run. That's what you would teach any quarterback.
Well, like I say, if you look at it, if they have 3-on-3 or 3-on-2 out here, they're going to get the ball to somebody fast because they know the other receivers can block. Let's see if we get a corner route by number 3.
So now Peters in the empty formation. He's going to keep this one. Was going to hand it off to Bingman on the jet sweep, but decided to just keep this and just keep it on the counter and just run up right up the middle of the defense, it seemed like it.
Yeah, that's what most people call power read. If the end doesn't squeeze, then the quarterback keeps it. If the end squeezes.
Well, this one's going to be a design.
Good throw by Cam right there. Everybody thought he was going to the guy in the flats, but he came back because they were in man. Now, if he was in zone, you don't want to see him make that throw.
Now, you can give it to I guess a little bit of the preview play calling and also the play skills. They're sitting just in the right spot at the right time in the soft spot of the defense for the Tigers. Peters right there.
You got a guy playing man and he's trailing, you would take that throw. But if it's zone, somebody would have already been sitting there.
So now the Panthers looking at a 1st and 10. Ball is at the Tigers' 14-yard line. This ball is going to be handed off to the running back.
I thought I heard a whistle.
Trying to see if we can see some line drill in the field or trying to see if we try to do some stoppage. We don't see any, but Bigman almost got that to the outside. And
if he would have got
one.
a little bit wider, he would have been having the band play the fight song or the cheerleader singing because the band is stretching for halftime right now.
So we're at 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, all tied at 14 apiece. But the Panthers are threatening to at least for sure get 3 on the board, but would like to see 7. So now the shotgun formation for Peters once again. Moves over from Bigman from left to his right, looking to pass. Steps on the pocket. He's going to throw this one away. Caught a break right there. Almost held it too long as the pressure was able to get in by the Tigers.
A little bit sooner, we'd had a sack with a forced fumble.
So far, you can see.
Yeah, it wasn't a blitz. He just beat the guy on the inside move. I think he was looking for help from the guard.
So far, I guess both teams have done a nice job of just applying constant pressure to both opposing teams' quarterbacks, making them uncomfortable. But now Peters is looking here at a 3rd and 7. We're going to have another stoppage in the play. Looks like Tremaine Johnson wants to talk things over with this offense.
Yeah, the play clock was down to 3, and it looked like the last time it was almost down. We thought we heard an incidental whistle, but it was down to 3 seconds, and they may have had motion. So he knew the motion. They were not going to have time for the motion.
So that's going to stop play momentarily. Clock stopped at 4:53. So we'll step away momentarily. When we come back, we'll be giving you the possession of a 3rd and 7 for the Panthers inside the red zone of the Tigers. Keep it where you got. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network, where we're all tied at 14-14 here in the second quarter between the Prairie View Panthers and the Texas Southern Tigers. So the Panthers are looking at a 3rd and 7. Ball is spotted at the Tigers' 11-yard line. Peters looking, assessing the defense now. Got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Peters rolling out to his right. Now going to try to hit the receiver on a quick dig right there, but couldn't come up with it in and out of his hands, falling to the ground. Ball probably came in a little bit too hot right there.
Well, they thought they were going to get more of a rub on the speed out with the slant coming behind it. But, it was a decent throw, but some of those passes by Cam come in a little bit hot, depending on how far the guys are away from him.
So now that's going to bring out the field goal unit. So this is going to be the first field goal attempt by either team in this game. It's going to be...
So you just tell them good snap, good hold, good kick. It all goes together.
This kick is up, and it is good. Oh, the kick is no good. It kind of looked like he kind of short kicked it for a second, huh?
Well, maybe from our angle, it must have gone outside and still hit the net. Because normally when you miss from that angle, it goes outside the net on the backside. But it looked good from here, but more than one guy, and you don't see the Panther coaches or players
not fighting it at all.
Disputing it at all.
Well, looks like I'm trying to make sure my eyes are right, too, because it looked like he was lined up right in the middle of it, and he just missed it to the right.
Yes.
I guess it confused me.
That's what they call it. He pushed it a little bit wide as opposed to hooked it.
Well, look, forgive me. I thought it was an automatic because I'm over here going ahead and counting that 3, but nevertheless, the score remains the same here at 14-14 now. The Tigers get this one. Defense was able to prevail and caught a break right there. So now this is going to be handed off to the running back.
Great job by the safety, but we may have a face mask by the linebacker.
This was a handoff to Renfro. Renfro tried to run to the left side.
I think we're going to have a face mask by somebody. That was a great job by that safety, what we call running the alley. As soon as he read it, what we call running a banana, where you go up and then all to the outside, and did a good job making the play. But unfortunately, the linebacker got a little bit of the face mask on the way down.
Yeah, so instead of, I guess you could say a 2nd and 11, 2nd and 10, you just get a 1st and 10
First down now, yes.
So 1st and 10, ball is at their own 35-yard line now. Clock continues to roll, 4:25 remaining here in the second quarter. And now the Tigers are trying to threaten on, see if they can take the lead back now. This ball's going to be handed off to the back once again. He cuts out to the outside, trying to stay on his feet. And the Panthers caught a break right there, because if he was able to stay on his feet, he had blockers in front of him and no Panther defender to be in sight.
Yeah, he got enough to get him off balance and get that arm down. It was, like I say, once again, the safety did a good job, but he was one extra drill from being able to, keep his balance and score another touchdown.
Yeah, when I say there was nobody in front of him on that left side, just him and a receiver and the quarterback.
all the action came this way, and then he went backside with it.
So now we're looking at a 2nd down and 5 now for the Tigers. Got the corner over here pressed up a little bit, so we're going to see what they decide to do here now. Cooper looking to pass, has some time to pass. It's going to be in and out of the hands.
Oh.
Could have been picked off, but the safety was so worried about the hit.
Yes.
Oh, man, he still almost caught him, but he almost hit him, Coach.
Yes, good job reacting by the safety. Good read by the quarterback. Throw maybe a little bit high. He may have heard the safety down on him. You may want to put that one on his body a little bit more. Still manageable 3rd down right here, though.
So now we're looking at 3rd down and 5 now for Cooper and his offense. Again, those corners are tight pressed over there for the Panthers. Cooper doesn't like what he saw, but the play clock was already rolling down. So Texas Southern's going to have to take their 2nd time out. We're going to keep it right here right now. So we're looking at a 3rd down and 5 now, Coach, for the Tigers. What do you think they're talking over here in this timeout?
If they see that same alignment by the defense, they probably assuming that they're going to run either a defensive line start or a blitz. So now you got to have a blitz beater in, maybe somebody going to the flats, somebody going vertical, or a slant route somewhere.
Okay, now, so I have to ask this question. Now that you have a mixed field goal early. If you get the ball back, if you're the Panthers, are you going to let that sit in your mind, or are you just going to just keep on trying to drive?
Nah, it's too early in the game to start thinking about missed field goals, unless, if it's from 40-something out, man, we can feel the wind picking up. 40-something out may be a little bit different. And now we notice that Texas Southern changed the formation.
So they did.
So you might see a slant from the top, the receiver up top.
So it's going to be a screen pass, and it's going to be.
So that's another what we call a blitz beater right there. Get it to somebody, and hopefully you get separation between the guys that are blitzing and the secondary.
Yeah, it was a nice play call on the screen. Pick up the 1st down. So now the Tigers are ready to work fast here. There's going to be another handoff to the running back. Right there. That is Renfro. And Renfro is going to run this to the right side of the field now and just take a big hit out of bounds.
And don't be surprised if we don't see a toss pass, like where they pitch it to the tailback and then he throws it to somebody that fakes a block out here. Because with those corners being pressed up, a lot of times you'll see that if the corner's coming up making a tackle, he can't serve 2 masters. That's what we used to say.
Absolutely. So now both teams got some substitution in on the field now. So now we're ready to resume back in the play. Pistol formation for Cooper. Cooper's going to hand this off to Renfro, and it's going to be wrapped up immediately, met in the backfield.
Probably going to be a hold on somebody on the offensive line.
Yeah, met in the backfield was that number 92, Malik Mason. Malik Mason's having himself a decent game here.
He does a good job slanting one way or the other. Then once he slant, like some guys slant and don't get any penetration, he's slanting and getting penetration.
Now the clock is going to continue to roll. Well, sorry, clock stopped at 2:46
because of the penalty.
Yes, sir. So it's going to push them back now. They got to slow things down.
So the Texas Southern coaches thought the holding was on Prairie View. And sometimes you do get a hold on the defense. Oh, yeah, he grabbed him from behind. It's one they didn't call a personal foul for a leg whip.
So now ready to resume back into play. The shotgun formation for Cooper. Pump fakes, looking to pass. Now step up in the pocket. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to throw this one. And in and out of the hands. Just threw it in the vicinity of two receivers. But the main target was number 84. That was Mr. Richardson. But just a little bit too hard and out of reach for both of them.
Yeah, they wasn't on the same page. Like some guys thought they were running a screen or a shallow crosser. And then some guys were running vertical. So it wasn't real good spacing.
So now we're going to bring up a 3rd and 17 now. Clock stopped at 2:35. Ball is spotted at their own 39-yard line. So a drive that started at their own 11. They got some decent yards back from it, from being pinned up.
They have to take another timeout right here?
Looks like they're going to have to. So we'll step away momentarily. When we come back, we'll be giving you this 3rd down possession for the Tigers. We're here at Shell Energy Stadium at Houston, Texas, between the Prairie View Panthers and the Texas Southern Tigers. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Shell Energy Stadium, where we're here in the 2nd quarter, all tied in our contest, as this was a little quick hitch to the tight end on the right side of the field, but couldn't really get none. That was just a little try to pick up a little extra yardage.
Yeah, I don't know what the design of that play, because it was like a screen with nobody there. Yeah. So I guess they just want to get it out, make Prairie View use the timeout, hopefully catch somebody going with the flow of the play action. But it's 3rd and 17, so a defensive player should never fall for play action.
Absolutely, and it seems actually Prairie View doesn't have to call that timeout because they got that 2-minute warning.
Well, you don't want to let
yeah.
So I thought, I don't know why the clock is running right now. The clock shouldn't be running if they call a timeout.
No, they didn't call the timeout.
Okay, I saw everybody go out there.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. You have a new chance to clock management now, so you would have called the timeout, save as much time as you can on the clock. So it would have been like 2:20, 2:30 on the clock.
Because I think it was like 2:20, so you may be able to run 2 plays. You still have the 2-minute timeout. And with the ball stopping, with the clock stopping on a 1st down, that's almost like getting extra timeouts.
So the Panthers do not elect to take a timeout, and they're just going to take it to the 2-minute warning. So that's where we are at a stoppage right now. But it looks like the Panthers are going to get the ball back. They're going to try to see if they can at least try to take the lead going into halftime. They had an opportunity to, they at least should be up by 3 right now, but couldn't capitalize on the 33-yard field goal. As you said, that wind kind of picked up a little bit here. It's like it has its moments. It'll be there, then it just stops. So you can see that the kicking game is going to be at a little bit of a confusion here. They're trying to figure themselves out.
Yeah, and number one, first game of the season, especially on Prairie View side, you got a lot of guys who their first time doing something against somebody besides themselves. So you may either have some jitters, some over-exertion type of things, guys trying to do too much instead of just doing what you're supposed to do.
The officials are breaking their huddle. The teams are making their last-minute assumptions. And we're going to say here, back deep for the Panthers to receive this punt. It's going to be number 10. That is Mr. Dennis. Mr. Dennis has had himself a favorable, busy day so far, returning punts. Both teams have had pretty favorable days of punting, but so far, you can only say that the Texas Southern Tigers have made the most of it on the special teams front.
On the kickoff returns, you got to give them the plus. I guess all over in the special teams, minus the ball hitting the guy.
Yes, sir.
You got to give Texas Southern the edge on the special teams play so far in terms of yards gained.
Yes, sir. So you're going to need all three. You're going to need the defense, the offense, and the special teams in this one. So far, we got a good contest here. 14-14 here in the 2nd quarter. So now, teams making their way back onto the field to kick for the Tigers. To punt this one, number 45, Jeremy Ramirez, standing at about his own 25-yard line. You have Dennis standing at his own 25-yard line. Ramirez gets the punt, almost blocked by the Panthers. Dennis is going to get this one, tried to spin out, and it's going to be wrapped up.
Could have been a dangerous play right there. The thing, you'll take him catching that ball because on those low kicks, a lot of times those balls will roll an extra 15 or 20 yards. You don't want to give up. I tell my guys always catch it if you can to keep from giving up extra first downs that you have to get back.
See, what's the thing almost, too? They almost get like a quick, subtle, fair catch signal when they come. You teach your players that?
No, because now they don't want any deception in the return game.
Okay. So now we get set to go back here. The Panthers have this one started at their own 23-yard line. Peters coming in, worked in the empty formation.
So it should be an easy read right here, coming back down here.
Looking to pass, has an open receiver downfield, and he's going to be caught, connected once again. Number 11, Mr. Rockwell. Mr. Rockwell's having himself a busy day.
What he's doing, they catching him in a cover 3, and he's just running down the seam because the formation is so spread out. They had a bunch with a receiver outside of the bunch.
So that was a huge gain of 23 yards right there. So now Peters just stepping up in the pocket. He's going to throw this one to
he could have flipped it to him, he probably would have made that linebacker miss because now, if you look at now, you can still see how deep the Texas Southern linebackers are. We talked about it earlier. If they keep getting deep, then Prairie View can just simply take the check down.
Yeah, they're sitting almost about 10 yards, just away from the quarterback. And so they can say the Panthers have done a nice job of just sitting in the soft spot or where the defense is not at. Mm-hmm. So now the clock stopped at 1:34.
So this may be a run right here, even though you're not expecting it.
So Peters has snaps, going to hand it off to Bingman. Bingman's going to run forward.
And the thing that I'm looking at is the running back even with the quarterback or behind the quarterback. If he's behind the quarterback, you'll take a run more times than not.
Now
and they still have time too.
Yeah, you got a lot of time.
You can run it, and you don't want to give the ball back to Texas Southern early with a lot of time left.
3rd and 6 now. Peters looking to pass, and this was going to be hit while he threw. It was an incomplete pass. Yeah, Peters took a hard hit right there. It was a high hit. Looking at the replay.
Yeah, he was lucky that he didn't get slammed straight on his back.
So now that 3rd and 6 pass.
With a minute left, I might would punt this ball. Punt it to make them have to drive the whole field because it's not like you can count on them to jump outside and get you the first down.
You can't give me a 5th time, right, Coach?
Man, hey, I've seen it happen so many times in one game. And the good thing about it is mainly one guy that has been doing it.
Yeah.
It's not different guys along the defensive line.
So it looks like they're just going to take the delay of game penalty.
You just got to hope it's a good snap and get it off. You don't need a long punt. You just want them to be able to take some time off the clock and make them have to drive further. And they don't have any timeouts, so they may be satisfied with just getting the ball and hopefully taking the knee to run the clock out.
See, if you have to beat both teams, you could be okay with the situation that you're in right now.
You'll take 14-14 all day against your rival.
So now the Panthers are just going to punt this one away. Nice kick.
Watch out.
A fair catch. And it's going to be at the 10. We got some more shoving and pushing, but that's what you love to see in this rivalry, Coach. You ain't getting out of hand, but it's always going to be some pushing and shoving.
Yeah, but the thing, when you do that a lot, the referees start looking for stuff to try to, in their mind, get the game back under control.
So now the field flips over to the Texas Southern now. They're going to have this one starting at their own 10-yard line, moving from left to right. We're going to see if they just decide to just play it safe here. It's 14-14 here in the second quarter. So far, you can say it's been an evenly played match. Chess and little checkers right there, however you want to call it. And the Tigers just going to do that. Just going to take a knee and just take this into halftime. We got a little stoppage in the play right now, it seems like. Unless the Panthers are calling the timeout, I don't see. But now you
they didn't because they don't have enough. Because they can still take it on third. Let's wait, guy.
So the clock is rolling at 40 seconds. Play clock is at 18. Trying to see how to decide another timeout.
They should let that clock
roll. I think they were just trying to.
See, if I was Prairie View, I might would
Call
let the
timeout.
clock run down. But the thing is, they can still take a knee on third down. If I had one more
timeout.
I would have called another timeout and then block it. Then I would tell my guys, so what if you rough the punter?
Try it.
Because they don't have enough time to take advantage of that.
That's what I was going to say. How aggressive do you want to be on either side? You like say you call a timeout, try to force something.
You had to have one more though.
Okay, so with that being said, that's going to take us to halftime here at the Labor Day Classic. But we're all tied at 14-14 here. The Panthers will get the ball to receive the second half of play. So when we come back, we'll have second half of football ready for you guys. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network here at Shell Energy Stadium right now, where it's currently still halftime right now. And currently performing on the field is the Texas Southern Band. And right now I have the pleasure of introducing a special guest with me is none than Mr. Miles. How you doing, Mr. Miles?
Good.
How you doing, man? That's good, man. Mr. Miles is, Mr. Ryan McGinty, son. He's been in the business. We'll say, how old are you now, 12?
What's that?
How old are you now?
10.
10? So you've been doing this for 9 years now? You liking it? They said Mr. Miles supposed to be a broadcaster someday, so looks like you met the right person that you need to be at, huh?
Right.
So right now we want to kind of go over these halftime stats right now. You want to read them for me? What we got right now? Go ahead. Take the pleasure, man.
So for Prairie View, they have 8 first downs, 14 rushing attempts for 54 yards, 3.9 rushing yards per drive. 8 receptions, 160 receiving yards, 14 and a half receiving yards per drive, 116 passing yards, 160 passing yards, two penalties.
That'd be 2 penalties for 25 yards.
And 2 for 25 penalties. 1 punt. They have 19 minutes of possession ball time. 2 third downs, 2 fourth downs.
Now we'll go to Texas Southern.
For Texas Southern, 8 first downs, 10 rushing attempts, 47 running yards, 4.7 yards per rushing per play. 6 receptions, 78 receiving yards, 13 yards per play, 78 passing yards, 4 penalties, 1 punt, 8 minutes of possession time, and 3 third downs, no fourth down.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miles, for that. So as we kind of trying to read off the stats, they're still currently being updated at the moment, but we'll try to give you some more official stats as the game unfolds to you. But right now we're sitting at 6 minutes and 40 seconds at halftime. Again, like I said, we want to thank Mr. Miles for coming in, making his radio broadcast debut so far. Hopefully it won't be the last time we hear from Mr. Miles. Will it be? You said it will be. You shook your head. It will be. It will be the last time?
No.
No, it won't be the last time?
No, I'll be on here more.
All right.
Definitely will.
That sounds good, man. Well, like I say, keep it right where you got it right here. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. All right, and welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network. We're about 3 minutes until we get the second half of football underway. And Coach Northern, what can you give our quick assessments from that first half?
I didn't hear.
Give us a quick assessment from that first half.
Hey, man, it's a rivalry game. Good back and forth. Both teams taking advantage of some big plays, either by themselves or the other team. Now it's just a matter of who can come up with one more play than the other. You know, I predicted the score was going to be like a 28-31, 31-34 type of game. I didn't pick a team, but it sort of looked like that's where we headed.
Yes, sir. It looks like almost too that missed field goal is going to be a huge dividend so far. It's going to look like that missed field goal is going to be a huge dividend to this game. Even though that's only been the first field goal attempt by any team, but we're going to see how, because the wind is a big factor. It'll hit or miss. But right now, we're going to see how teams made adjustments.
Yeah, I think the biggest adjustment is going to be who can still be able to run the ball, and then can Texas Southern not have the big turnovers to set up a short field, because we've seen if Texas Southern doesn't give Prairie View a short field, they hadn't scored the football.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so far, you can say both the defenses have held their own. It's just for the Texas Southern side, the Panthers were able to capitalize on the two only turnovers into this game and put off points. Like say you mentioned, Prairie View had the best fielding positions that they ever seen, and they capitalized on it at the right time, and that's all you can hope for, you know?
And then the other thing is Texas Southern had real good kickoff returns, them up field position. One of them they scored the very first play. The other one, they fumbled the ball, got it back, and took the ensuing drive, the first drive of the game, all the way for a touchdown. So they've seen that they can take the long field, or they'll take the short field and turn it to a touchdown.
So I guess what's the question do you do now that you see that both of the returners for the Southern Tigers are very explosive, but it seems like there's no way to get it out of either or hand. How do you assess that on the special team side if you're the Panthers?
Well, what they may have to start doing is either pooch kick or try to pin them more. They'll aim the ball to kick it to the numbers as opposed to the hash marks. And if you pin them between the numbers and the hash, it's a lot less room to run.
So far, the Tigers, I guess you could say, have won it on the special team side, minus the two fumbles on it. But other than that, you could say they have been able to control the most part of this game. But the Panthers have been able to control most of it on the offensive side. They have 19 minutes of possession, Coach, compared to the 8.
And that can wear you down if it keeps going that long.
Now, teams are out on the field getting ready here to get this second half started. The head officials are already saying, let's get this game going. Mind you, we did have a severe weather delay. The game was supposed to start at 7 o'clock, but now we're here, and it's almost midnight here, but they said the game must go on.
I tell you what, it's definitely past my bedtime. So, I still, if I'm watching football, I'll stay up and watch some games, especially if it's college football. NFL, I won't stay up late for, but college football, especially if it's either some coaches that I know that are playing or some guys either from my hometown or that I've seen play high school ball in Texas, I'll watch. But, man, it's going to be a tough drive home.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So now we're set here. The Panthers are going to get this one to start off the second half. So back deep, standing at about his own 5 is Stewart. Panthers will move from right to left on your dial here in the second half. Again, the Panthers come in wearing the white helmet with the white cage, white top, purple number outlined in the gold with the purple solid pants with the white cleats. As the home team Tigers coming in with the black helmet, black pants, and black tops with the white number marooned in the burgundy. As his kick is received by Stewart at his 10-yard line, trying to follow his block, hitting the outside. Has some room to run, hitting the outside, trying to follow some more blockers. And it's going to be stopped by the kicker and a host of Tigers, but not after Mr. Stewart was able to get a good return almost about midfield.
Midfield, yes. He did a good job of setting up his blocks, and the blockers did a good job of not holding. It was almost one guy looked like he was about to, but they did an excellent job of holding their blocks, getting some people knocked to the ground and getting a crease.
So, again, Prairie View gets another good starting field position for this first opening drive for them. We're going to see if they can capitalize it. So far, the Panthers were able to capitalize on a touchdown off of a fumble, and then able to get another fumble and take the lead. But now we're sitting at 14-14 here. As this ball's going to be handed off to Bateman, and Bateman's going to have a nice gain of about 20 yards on that first down run.
Hey, I thought they were going to get one of the tight ends for holding, but the umpire didn't see it. But it was a good ISO block by the fullback, but it was close.
So now Peters in his offense ready to work fast. Now back on the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to hand this off to Bigman once again. Bigman trying to run to the right side of the field, but it's going to be met immediately before he got a yard. Be generous, so they give him 2 on it.
Yes, good job by the defensive tackle. That's what we call split zone. And the defensive tackle got across the offensive guard's face, and he was able to get down the line of scrimmage and make a play, big 92.
So Campbell comes in for Bigman as Bigman's going to take a quick breather. As you can see, like the two running men from the run game for the Panthers so far. So now Peters looking to pass, steps up, trying to find some time. There's going to be a holding call, but it's going to be a ball that's going to be caught by the receiver. Might be a pass interference.
They did call a pass interference, but they definitely going to call holding right here. You can see the Prairie View guys already walking back. They know it.
Yeah, that first penalty marker came in immediately.
I think that's his second holding penalty of the day. So he might be having his hands full with big number 90 over there.
Yeah, see, Peters did a nice job of trying to let the play develop, but you kind of wish that he at least got away from that side, because where that play got flagged, that it all happened right in front of the official.
It happened so early, I don't think it would have made a difference, being honest with you. We call it getting put in the jack. When a guy gets a real good jump off the ball, it almost ended up being hands to the face by the defense. He got off the ball so well.
So now it pushes back to a 2nd and 19. It's going to be kind of a read option, RPO. Kind of pulled it back last second because he saw what he liked at the end over there, tried to connect to Rockwell. But like he only got
almost like a flea flicker, so they may have a double move off of it. The thing you have to be careful for is not having a lineman.
Illegal man downfield.
Yes, sir. I saw it earlier today in the game I was watching. So now a lot of people say you don't get that call, but every now and then you'll get it.
Bring up 3rd down and 15 now for the Panthers. Ball is spotted at the
Tigers. They tried to draw him off sides again.
Now Peters looking over to the sideline, getting a new play call now. Adjusted the formation, split receivers. 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Campbell running back in. Now just going to be a quick screen to Campbell. Campbell's trying to follow his blockers, trying to hit the outside.
Got another hole.
Inside. It's going to be another penalty marker coming in late after the play.
Yeah, it's probably going to be one of the offensive linemen was holding the linebacker. They may decline it because it'll be 4th and about 10.
Just about to say, do you decline this one?
Yeah, because that's going to be a 52-yard field goal probably.
And this is going to
be 49-yard.
Okay, so that will bring up 4th down.
And they running a punt team instead of the field goal team out there on the field.
Yes, sir. This was the direction.
They may take a penalty too. I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. I just want to let the listeners know this was the direction that they missed a field goal earlier in. So you can kind of see that they don't want to take that chance, even give them a decent field position if they happen to miss this one. So now the Panthers finally getting the correct formation and substitution out on the field.
Both have 11.
Ball's going to be punted.
Let that one go.
It's going to just go into the end zone. So
yes, sir, it's in the end zone.
For a touchback.
Yes.
So one of those times where you wish you would have just shanked it then.
Hey, the thing about it, if you take Southern defense, you'll take that all day. You give up a long kickoff return. Now you get the ball and didn't give up a field goal. That's more a touchdown.
Absolutely. So the defense get a win right there for the Tigers. So now their offense come out here for their first possession here. 14-14 is our score. 12:02 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. So we got a little stoppage in the play. We got a little TV timeout, so we'll step away momentarily. When we come back, the Texas Southern Tigers will have their first possession here in the 2nd half of football. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast. Now, I got one question for you, Coach. How hard was it for you not singing these songs? I know you're locked in at the time in the game, but...
Look, I really do like this part of the HBCU experience. That's one of the things my son and I, now being a Prairie View student, I told him there's some classics that he has to learn about, the karaoke.
Yeah.
So when he goes to a football or basketball game, and then it's funny sometimes, I'll let him drive me certain places, the music, his choice of music with some of the old school mixed in, with some of the pop and, every now and then the hip hop. So, man, I like this part of HBCU football. You can't buy this anywhere.
So I know there's got to be one song you got to be able to take you out of your moment. You like, let me get back to focus to coach.
There's a few of them out there.
So we get set here. We're looking at a 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. Cooper looking to pass, has a shot downfield. There's going to be PI. They were fighting for the ball. We're going to see if they get a taunting right here, but they're not going to call it.
Nah.
Now, Mike, you could say the ball was uncatchable, but there was a lot of fist fighting right
but
there.
what happened, they probably called defensive holding back here and pass interference up here. So either way, because they saying the fact that he held him kept him from being able to make it a catchable ball.
And absolutely, that was the electric leader right there. So, I mean, you got to do what you can anyway, right?
You'll take that because he got beat.
Yeah.
I think, and I don't want to say anything. This kid had one scrimmage or practice that I went to. He had some struggles with the double move.
Down.
This kid, number 1, can fly for Texas Southern, though.
Oh, yeah, he's moving. And it seemed like with just ease. So now it's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now for the Tigers. Quick formation. Added man in motion. That's going to hand us off to his running back. And that is Mr. Renfro again on the carry. Mr. Renfro's picking up about a good gain of 4 yards right there.
What they doing, they faking it one way and pulling the guard with a kick-out block, almost like some people might call it like a power H or something, or counter H, where they pulling the offset back instead of the backside tackle.
Trying to see if the official mark get placed correctly. So they said instead of a 2nd and 4, it's going to be a 2nd and 5. So they picked up 5 on that one.
So they may be trying to take a shot right here to the wide side of the field.
Cooper signals his tight end in motion. Looks like there's going to be a false start. You can tell that the tight end was trying to line up on the line.
Oh, the receiver outside.
He didn't move, yes, sir. He didn't move when he was supposed to. So that's going to push him back 5 yards. So it's going to make it a 2nd and down and 10 now for the Tigers.
Hey, and as a coach, he better pray to God that was a pass play, because you hate for wide receivers to jump on a running play. Now we right back to 2nd and long, as 2nd and 5 and 2nd and 10 is totally different for an offensive play caller.
Check this one out. It's the first huddle that we've seen by either team coming out here. So here we go, 2nd and 10. Play clock is at 2 seconds, able to get it off, and Cooper's got out of a sack. Spin this one, just going to throw it away.
Yeah. You probably wanted him to throw that one out of bounds as opposed to at the foot of the wide receiver. But that's a good job of keeping the play alive, not taking a sack.
You can almost just say that was just some Houdini stuff right
there. Yeah, it's
amazing.
Because a lot of times they'll call forward progress has been stopped.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you don't even get a chance to get out of that.
So Cooper was able to avoid a sack right there, and then managed to roll out to his left and just throw it away, but almost threw it just right into just coverage by everybody.
Yes.
But now we're looking at a 3rd down and 10. Ball is spotted at their own 37-yard line. Clock stopped at 10:05. Gets a little low snap, looking pass on the one-on-one option right here. This ball's going to be in and out of the hands.
That was a great read by the safety.
Yes, sir. The safety number 30 as Cornelius Davis. They were trying to hit that one-on-one connection with Trent Leary again.
Yeah, the thing about it is he left that ball up in the air a little bit, but the safety, pretty much knew the corner had underneath the safety had over the top. And he was to the one receiver side, so that's all he had to look for over there.
Well, it looks like Cooper's going to take that one-on-one action. Whoever Leary is on, it doesn't matter. It's just that one just kind of sailed away from him. It held too much time for him. Also, he's working on the small side of the field.
That should be a penalty up top.
As this punt is a high punt. It's going to be out of the hands. Oh! The Panthers just caught a break.
I didn't see a fair catch signal.
You did not see a fair catch signal.
So it may be illegal participation on Prairie View, followed by a legal hit on the return man out here. So it may be offsetting penalties.
Yeah, we'll try to break this down for you real quick, ladies and gentlemen. So there was that was Dennis that was trying to receive the punt, and then you don't know if he called a fair catch right there because it hit out of his hands.
Yes.
And then there was a fight for the ball. There was about 2 Tigers on it, but they couldn't come up with it, and the ball rolled out of bounds.
Replay 4th down because I don't know if you saw the corner to that side, noticed it was too many people, and he tried to get off the field, but he was still on the field when the ball was snapped.
Okay.
Don't be surprised if Prairie View comes after this kick because they almost got the last one.
Yeah, they've been almost after 2 punts now. It's just And you see that one started the punter right there. He just kind of kicked it really high in the air and didn't get enough leg on it.
And the thing you hope for on the Prairie View side, is that you take advantage, because they would have had the ball on the 45-yard line had the penalty stood, but now you gave him another chance to kick it.
See, be real, it should have been Texas Southern ball if we want to be honest. Yeah. And this is another punt. This one's going to be short. It's going to be short. You tell them to just get out the way. And this one's just going to.
Look, they still end up getting the ball at the 45. Like they say, ball don't lie sometimes.
And look, the Prairie View Panthers will take it any way they can get it.
Like you say, sometimes you say the ball don't lie, but then other times it don't tell the whole truth either.
Well, Ross said they say ball don't have thought.
Look, you leave. Oh, that's a bad spot. It should. Okay, they moved it up where it should be.
Well, they should have.
It should be on the 45.
Almost 50. Well, like I said, we're not perfect, nor am I. So the official spot for the Panthers, they're going to get this one at their own 45-yard line. And just about the Panthers have been getting good field position. We're going to say averaging about 35-yard line.
And sometimes it can have a cumulative effect. We used to play this game called putback, where you throw it as far as you can, and then eventually you end up on one end of the field or the other. So Prairie View is playing putback right now. Last time they got the ball started off on the 50, now 45. This is a 50-50 chance that they'll score. So hopefully for the Panthers, they'll take advantage of it. If you're Texas Southern, you're hoping you can keep them out of the end zone, make them go another 3 and out.
Absolutely. We want to remind our listeners that you can support the Openmic Broadcast Network by visiting obnradio.com and click the donation button. And also, too, you can share your scores and stories on our 24-hour message line at 936-463-2405. You can text and call that number again at 936-463-2405. We're here in Houston, Texas at the 40th annual Labor Day Classic between the Prairie A&M University and the Texas Southern Tigers. Right now we're tied at 14-14 here apiece. Right now we're just almost about to conclude this 2-minute timeout. When we come back, the Panthers will have it. They're trying to see if they can try to take, at least seem like they can try to regain the momentum that seems like they just let it slip out of their hands.
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see some play action and a shot, or either what we call a levels route, where you got somebody going real deep outside, somebody running a corner outside in a flat route, and they trying to either hit the deep guy or the corner route.
Now teams have made their way back onto the field. Peters and his offense ready to go. One shotgun formation. Got two receivers to his right. He has the tight end in the backfield with the running back, and that is Mr. Brinkman. Peters gets the snap. He's going to hand this off to Brinkman. Brinkman hitting the right side, trying to bounce outside. Follows blocker, still on his feet. And he's going to be brought down, but not after picking up about 13 yards in that carry. But we have a late flag coming in.
Like it may be another hold by the wide receiver.
And an unnecessary hold because he already had the first down.
I hate to see holding. I hate to see holding on running plays.
Especially after he was already past the first down marker.
But the other thing is, too, 9 times out of 10, the guy that they were holding wasn't going to make the tackle anyway. If you look back at the film, the guy wasn't even trying to make the tackle, to be honest with you.
No, he didn't.
That's the crazy. We can see the big replay screen in the end zone. So a lot of times the referees will say, Coach, if he's not trying to make the tackle, I'm not going to call holding. And he was satisfied being blocked. Sometimes they keep you from getting ran over.
Now instead of a 1st and 10, it's going to be a 1st and 11, and it looks like they're going to have to take a timeout here as the play clock ran all the way down to 0. You saw Mr. Tremaine Jackson had to hurry up and call a timeout there.
Yeah, sometimes that's on the quarterback, too. I know a lot of times when you play in different stadiums, when you first get to the stadium, you walk out and you show the quarterbacks where your play clocks are. And here on one end it's on the scoreboard very high, and the other end is low, so I don't know if he lost track of it. And they don't have any. In some places they have them field level in the corners or about halfway up the stadium. They don't have any that's working halfway up except the end zone to our right where the teams come out. But here on the end to the left, the closed end, it's very high up on the scoreboard. So he may just have missed that.
Well, remind our listeners, we are at Shell Energy Stadium. It's not built or designed for football
at all.
But it's a very beautiful stadium. It's just not built, let's say, the other side of kind of football.
Yeah, football Americano, as my brother says.
So we get ready to resume back. First and 11 for Cameron Peterson's offense. He's going to step up in the pocket.
That's a great read by Cam because he really wanted to go to 82 on the quick out, and that cornerback was all over. Once he saw that route covered, it's a built-in automatic ISO or quarterback draw.
Yeah, he did a nice job of just taking that one. It might not look like a design quarterback draw, but we'll take the positive yardage wherever you can get it. So now it's a 2nd down and 5 now for the Panthers. Ball's going to be marked at midfield. Clock moving at 8:30. Panthers kind of working a little bit faster now here. 2 receivers, 2 Peters left, 1 to his right. Gets the snap. Going to take the handoff to Bingman. Bingman's going to pass it out to his tight end. That is number 5. He's trying to spin out of tackles and just muscle his way, and that was number 5, the tight end, Ethan John. Ethan John's a big boy trying to bring down there, Coach.
Yeah, both of those 5 and 33 do a great job with both catching, making yards after the catch, and just making plays, short yardage, turning it into a bigger play. Both of those guys are weapons in this offense. That was what we call a slide screen, where you show a bootleg and then throw it to your H-back, and the receivers are already blocking downfield.
Yeah, he was able to get about 2 yards on that reception, but it makes it a 3rd and manageable now here. 3rd and 3. This ball's going to be handed off to Bingman. Running up the middle of the defense right now, just spinning on his feet, still chucking his feet, and it's still finally going to be brought down. But that was a nice run by Bingman, Coach.
Yes, split zone. Then you saw him hit a crease.
So now you see the Panthers.
Oh, guy missed the tackle. Probably should have been tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Now you see the Panthers working quick now. He got Bunch over there to the left now.
Play action,
a little misdirection, a little flea flicker. Has his opportunity downfield. It's going to be in and out of the hands. Drew up just what you had, and he was trying to adjust in the end zone, but it seemed like as he was trying to adjust, kind of lost his footing coming down.
We just said don't be surprised if they take a shot, and sure enough they did.
Oh, just tried to bring it. I was watching the replay right there. He had it, but just couldn't bring it down.
Yeah.
Tried to secure it coming down to the ground, but people were
They want this throw a little bit more further to the opposite goal post, but at the end of the day, it should have been a touchdown. So hopefully they can get these yards at a touchdown back on the board.
Absolutely. That was intended for Oho. I know he wants to have that one back. So now we got another stoppage in the play, another delay in game. So now, not to mention, Coach, you see you got the clock up there working. Now the one down there doesn't work. So you can kind of see the little confusion that it has to some of these players, especially like if it's your first time playing here.
That's on the quarterback right there.
So now that's going to push him back 5 yards, you know.
Yeah, then think about it. You know, he's in control of the game. If he's not running the tackle, me just go to the line and run the play that's called.
So now the Panthers had a touchdown in their hands. Couldn't come up with it. So now we're looking at a 2nd down and 15 now. A quick screen pass, and this one's going to be.
It's going to be another holding penalty on the wide receiver.
Well,
the cornerback read it very well, and if the cornerback doesn't hold that guy, the corner may pick that off. He knew the play that was coming.
Absolutely. That was a little screen pass to Dennis, and let me give Dennis his credit to where it's due, even though it's not going to count. Yeah. But he was able to hurdle for about a good 5 yards right there. Made the most of a play that didn't even count for him, but now the Panthers are just shooting themselves in the foot now.
Yeah, there's one thing Coach Jackson's going to harp on, because that was one of the problems that the Panthers ran into last year for the last couple of years was penalties. And that's one of the things, you know, discipline is the word. Sometimes I think it's overused in football. But like I say, here you can definitely see why people say discipline. So this is probably going to be 4 verts right here. They're in the cover 3 look early.
Empty formation.
So I'm going to look for one of the guys that's going straight down the seam.
Peters has it, looking to pass, and it's going to be to Dennis. Dennis shaking off the defender, still on his feet, spinning out of tackles.
Fumble the ball. Yep, he fumbled. Oh, no, the Panthers got it back. All right, yeah. So, a lot of times you'll see that happen when guys are trying to get those extra yards. The ball gets away from the body, and somebody that's chasing the play end up coming and knock it out.
So he was able to get back to almost the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 11. Was like a 2nd down and 37, but now it's very much manageable now.
Yes.
3rd and 11, ball is spotted at the Tigers' 37-yard line. 5:50 remaining here in a
Don't
tie
look like
contest.
Texas Southern bringing any pressure, like they just playing zone defense.
Peters looking to pass. He's going to throw this
Now
out
they
to
just got to
Bateman.
come up and make the tackle.
A nice open field tackle over there by the corner. We'll get his number. That's number 4 for the Tigers. That is Brentford coming in making the nice open field tackle with a blocker on his back, Coach.
Yes.
So now
And 82 had just had a holding call, so he didn't want to get another one. So now you see the Panthers may try to draw him off sides again. They went for it.
Peters looking to pass, stepping on the pocket, has time to throw, now rolling to his right. Just going to take this time, going to take a shot downfield, and it's going to be intercepted.
He should have knocked that ball down.
I was just about to say, this might work in the Panthers' favor, because if it stands, it's going to be an interception at the 1-yard line.
So what they may do is take the penalty, take the holding penalty, or the lineman downfield,
Push him back.
take that penalty, now make him punt the ball instead of taking the ball back there. Take him back. Oh, they gave him a touchback instead of a. That's not the correct call.
That's very generous. So we're going to watch the replay here on this one real quick, ladies and gentlemen, as Peters was trying to roll out to his right to let the play develop, but then they got flagged for the holding. As, yeah, that was a bad call right there. Shouldn't have been a touchback.
But they said a touchback.
If anything, should have been after 2.
Yeah, I would have made them taking a penalty. See, so they went out there thinking it was a touchback because that's what he said. Now you can see the Texas Southern coaches.
Okay, so now they have made it correct. So now they got the ball at the 1. So there's just a miscommunication right there. So
Yeah, see, they may go back and say, give me the 4th down and make them punt it.
you
But
have
they
to.
would probably be punting from, what was the last down?
The 37, so 10 yards from there.
Yeah. So they'd be punting from about the 45 at least. Yeah, I see the coaches on Texas Southern sideline pretty much saying the same thing because they announced it as a touchback.
Yes. So right now, both coaches are trying to get an explanation right now. Majority of them are right here on the Texas Southern side. Because like we said, we're trying to at least figure out what's going to be the best assumption right now. If you're Texas Southern, you don't want to take that because if you had the interception, your ball is at your own 1-yard line, so you're stuck deep in your own end zone. Now, if you're the Panthers, you just want to say, hey, no takebacks, no takebacks.
They already had a ball spotted. But the referees should, if they give a bad explanation, because they never did come over and talk to coach after they announced.
Absolutely. Well, that's all. You would want them to still leave the room for instant replay in situations like this, you know.
Yeah, they can easily verify what happened, but the thing is they announced touchback, so when you hear touchback, you don't think.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So now it's official. Ball is spotted at the 1-yard line, so this was going to be handed off to the back. That is Renfro, and Renfro is going to just try to dive forward just to give his offense a little bit more breathing room, so move the ball up to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, that changed the whole, like I say, we talk about that game of putback. Prairie View just won the putback, but not by choice.
Now the clock is rolling, 4:35 remaining here in the third quarter of play. We're still tied at 14-14. Both defenses have held their own. Seem like the offenses are struggling so far.
Prairie View is outflanked over this way.
So now it's going to be handed off to Renfro once again, and Renfro is going to run to the the left side of the field. But
They're just running the inside zone and just letting everybody on the offensive line step in the same direction and let the running back pick where he wants to go.
Yeah, you're going to say he got about another 3 yards on that carry. So they're going to say it's officially a 3rd down and 4. Ball
Yeah,
is
maybe see if we see some spacing concept right here or something quick.
See the corners tight, jamming on the line right now for the Panthers. This ball's going to be a fake handoff to
He
Cooper.
should run that one. He should run that.
Looking to pass. He's going to keep this and run it himself. He has enough for the 1st down. Luckily, the Panthers caught a break that he didn't decide to run that earlier.
Yes. Well, he was looking for the fullback coming out in the flats. And if the defender comes to me, I give a basketball pass to the fullback. And if the defender, he should stay on the fullback. I'm going to just keep on running. Then the fullback did a good job, what we call backside block. He just sort of set a screen with his butt.
So Cooper's able to scamper there for 10 yards right there. So keeps the chains alive and this drive alive for the Tigers. This one's going to be handed off to the running back.
That's a win for Texas Southern offense, getting out of the back of the end zone.
Well, Texas Southern has been backed up pretty far in that, when they've started their drives here. So it's almost like they're already used to it at this point, right?
Yeah, the thing is, if you look, they have taken a long drive, but sooner or later, the closer you start, the easier it's going to be for you to finish.
Now we're set to go here. 2nd down and 8 now for the Tigers. 2 minutes and 58 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. This is their 2nd possession here in this 2nd half of play. Cooper looking to pass, steps up. This is going to be caught by the receiver, number 84. That is Richardson. Richardson just sitting on the soft spot of the defense right there. Nice connection from Cooper to Richardson for the 1st down for the Tigers.
Yeah, they ran a zone blitz, and he just found a hole in the zone.
Working quickly here is the Tigers. Cooper just going to hand this off to the running back, number 3. That is Davion Ford. Ford lowered his shoulder, able to get what could have been 2 yards, 3 yards, able to run forward for a gain of about 7 right there.
Yes, they have a couple of very complimentary running backs. They run behind their shoulder pads. At the end of the game, you're going to know you had to tackle. So you got to make some decisions whether you really want to tackle.
Now Cooper and his offense ready to go. Has a man in motion. Was in motion to the right, came back to the left. Now he's going to hand this off to the running back. And the running back is going
to be close.
It's going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down.
This guy down here is pointing for a 1st down. Oh, I thought he was 3rd and short, 3rd and less than 1. Oh, no, they telling it's a 1st down.
Yeah, so they finally got it right. So it is a 1st down. You got to kind of just watch the officials, too, a little bit.
Yeah, so we can't see this lineman down here, the line judge. He'll point, but his hands is right in front of his body.
We should go here. Another 1st and 10 now for the Tigers. Ball is almost to midfield at their own 46-yard line. It's going to be handed off to Renworth. Renworth got room to run. Hitting the right side. Trying to follow Blocker on the outside. And finally will be tripped out. Run out of bounds on the PV side. But now after he picked up about 20 yards on that carry, Coach.
And they ran the power where they pull in the backside H. The thing is, they call Prairie View following. So when you follow a guy across, you leave one guy less towards the wide side of the field.
So now a little halfback toss over here for Cooper to Renfro. Again, the Tigers are working quickly here as Renfro able to pick up another positive gain right there, almost 5-6 yards on that carry.
And this is a drive that'll wear your defense down. If they take this 99 yards, this will be a big confidence booster for the Texas Southern Tigers.
Again, Texas Southern Tigers on the ball, on the line, working fast again. Cooper looking to pass. Steps
up
the
wheel route up top.
Rolling out, has open receiver downfield, and it's going to be in and out of the hands.
Yeah, he should have saw that early and put a little bit of air on it. They gave the defensive back a chance to catch up with him.
Yeah, on that coverage for the Panthers was number 39. That's Deshaun Wilson. Wilson did a nice job of putting his hands up last second.
And there's no face guarding in college football, so a lot of people may say face guard, but there's no face guarding until you get to the NFL. That's a great job playing the guy's hands. And the crazy thing about it, the one day I did go to watch Prairie, you saw them practicing that before practice, playing the guy's hands.
So now it's 3rd down and 4 now for the Tigers. Ball was past midfield in enemy territory on the Panthers 26-yard line. It's going to be in our hands. Nice defensive job, but we got a late flag coming in.
So this may be offensive pass interference. Yep.
So there's no way you can call that. Boy, let me give him, so I give his credit to where his dude, number 35, that is Trinity Ward. Trinity Ward did an outstanding job of breaking that play up.
Yes, he read it early. And what they did, they tried to run a slant with the flat route under it, but the guy that was running the slant ran into he didn't run into the guy that broke up the pass. I'm surprised they called it.
And they were trying to give it to their speedy guy Leary right there too. So
yes,
Prairie View caught a break right there.
Yeah, it was great defense. Let's see if we can see it.
So now that's going to push them back all the way to the PV 41-yard line.
Yeah, if he doesn't extend his arms, you have to run a route and they don't call it. But he ran and extended his arms. They may just try to get it in field goal range. Oh, somebody jumped early.
Yeah, I was just about to say the play clock was at 5 seconds. It didn't look like they were ready to get that snap off. So now it's going to be another false start. It's going to go against.
And they have been playing a pretty clean second half with no penalties.
Yeah, you go back into the first half, it was Texas Southern making all the mistakes, and Prairie View capitalized on it. Now it kind of flip-flopped, for a second. But I don't know, just like Texas Southern is taking it right back.
Maybe see if you see a screen or a draw right here with Prairie View's defensive backs playing pretty far off.
Yeah, it was a 3rd and 4. Now it's all a 3rd and 19.
Yes.
So clock stopped at 13 seconds, so we'll see if this will be the last play of this third quarter. Play clock is at 10 seconds. Shotgun formation for Cooper. 3 receivers to his right, one to his right. He's going to hand this off to forward. And forward is just going to maybe pick up a modest gain of 5 yards, just make it look a lot more
He's taking it to the fourth quarter, so now you don't want to turn the ball over. Your defense been playing good. You just run your tailback draw, and let's get ready to punt the ball. Hopefully you get a 20 to 35-yard punt and pin them inside the 10-yard line.
Well, Coach, we have been through 3 quarters of football so far. What can you give our assessment so far? We'll just start with the Prairie View Panthers.
Pretty good, minus the not being able to put some drives together. They got to figure out a way to not get so many holding calls on the outside. Texas Southern defense really stepping up to the challenge. Their offense got to get back to, getting into the flow of the game. Those penalties, you go from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 24. You can't win playing like that.
You can't. Like you said, you had that automatic shooting in your foot.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we didn't see any scoring. And guys may have settled down, but pressing a little bit to make plays as well. So it's a two-way street, but in a rivalry, you always expect a tight game.
Absolutely. So far in this contest, it's been nothing but that, and it has not disappointed here, ladies and gentlemen. We're all tied at 14-14 here at Shell Energy Stadium. Right now, the Panthers are in the cusp of getting the ball back. Right now, the Tigers are looking at a 4th and 16. It's going to be spotted at the Panthers' 43-yard line. So now the field flip. Even though they didn't have to go too far, they just flipped to the other side. Right now, the Panthers, if they were to receive this ball, we're going to go from left to right on your dial. Just waiting for this last TV timeout to come out. We're going to take this time to remind our listening sponsors remind our listeners that you can visit our 24-hour stream at OBN Radio and catch any rebroadcast of the games at our special programs at obnradio.com. We'll remind them you also join the Temple of Refuge Ministries Sunday service at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time by dialing 857-777-0000. Again, that number is 857-777-0000. So, Coach, you said your game score was 24-21?
Mine?
Yes, sir.
I had 31-28 or 34-31, something like that.
Well, I guess you're getting everything but that. So when you coached back at PV, Coach, were you more the defensive coach or you wanted to put points on the opponent?
Man, I just wanted to win. When I was a defense coordinator, I love getting a shutout or as close to 0 as possible. When I was a head coach, I didn't care if we won by a .001 or what. I just wanted to win. Now I could go back and make corrections, and some guys would say I would be harder on them after a win than a loss, because sometimes after a loss, depending on how you lose the game, you got to pat more backs than butts kicked. So, you know, it's just like that sometimes. And sometimes when you win, you got to bring them back down because, you know, they get new girlfriends, extra chicken in the cafeteria. So somebody's got to be the, hey, man, that was good, but we got more in front of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now we get set to get ready to start this fourth quarter of play here at the Labor Day Classic. Mind you, the Panthers coming in wearing a white helmet with the white top, purple number trimmed in the gold with the purple pants. As the home team Tigers, black helmet, black pants, black top. As this punt by Ramirez is going to be a short punt and a fair catch signal by Mr. Dennis.
They wanted a little bit deeper, but you'll take that as a Panther and a Tiger.
Yes, sir. One of the minimum times that the Panthers have been pinned down in their own side of the field. So we're going to see if the Tigers can do what they have done. Basically, all this second half is just minimize what the Panthers offense has been trying to do.
Yes. So now the Panthers have to put a long drive together to see if they get the momentum back on their side, because this crowd has gotten silent after, you know, it's getting a little bit late, so it might have something to do with it. But when neither offense has had a real big play, it can take a little bit of steam out of what's going on.
So now the Panthers ready to go, move from left to right on you down. Peters in his office ready to go back to work out there. This ball's going to be handed off to Bingman, and Bingman is just going to just fall forward for about 3 yards on that one.
Yeah, just went back to the zone play again.
So now I'm just saying, Coach, that field goal is just kind of just haunting you now almost.
But it's so early in the game, like say, at the end of the day, it might not make a big difference.
Now Peters ready to work again. He's going to hand it off to Bingman. Bingman bouncing onto the outside, just going to cut back inside now.
Should be close to the first down.
Yeah, depending on the spot, it might be a little short. Might be 2 yards short. Like I said, you got to guess with these officials. They change the spot on you.
Let's see if they follow 33. Got the big H-back coming in. See if they follow him.
So both teams getting quick substitutions in right now. The Panthers are looking at a 3rd and 2. Ball is spotted at their own 20-yard line.
Got a double tight set. A whole lot of running out of this formation.
Play clock's at 5 seconds, able to get it off.
And they did follow 33.
And see, Peters just going to keep this one on the design quarterback keeper, and he's going to have enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's old school student by the right.
Now, Coach, would you have your quarterback running this much as Peters has, or
if he's athletic, yes.
Just get the ball into the special hand. Right?
Hey, that's what they make ice tubs for. He on scholarship just like everybody else.
So now Peters able to keep the driving line for the Panthers. Now looking at a 1st and 10. Spotted at their own 24-yard line. 13 minutes and 18 seconds remaining.
Far off up top.
Peters signals a receiver in motion. Now it's going to be another quarterback keeper. He's trying to bounce out to the right, but couldn't go nowhere. You see a Texas Southern defender trying to look for a flag somewhere.
May have got a 1 or 2 yard gain out of that one. But yeah, anytime you have an athlete, you would rather be in his hands. The thing about it, you have 2 good running backs, so when you defending those guys, there's certain ways you could design your defense to either stop the running back or the quarterback. It's hard to stop both of them.
Now it's a fake handoff. This one's going to be
pick. Should have been a pick six.
Should have been a pick six. Yes, sir.
That's now. You talking about that field goal haunting you? Hey,
yeah.
Hey, that joker could have went to French's for a whole week and never had to pull out his credit card if he get that pick six.
Yeah, that one just floated right there, and I guess he didn't see how easy it was.
But he should have been looking at the inside receiver. You don't read the cornerback. You read the guy over the slot because that cornerback can squat because he has safety help over the top.
So the Panthers able to catch a break right there, and the ball falling incomplete. So it brings up a 3rd down and 9. Peters looking to pass, had to empty. Said this ball's going to be connected to this go-to man, and that's Rockwell. But Rockwell took a hard hit right there.
That's a good throw by Peters right there.
Yeah, they were
like the Texas Southern guy cramping up a little bit or shoulder.
Yeah, he might have took the worst end of that deal.
What they call friendly fire right there.
Yeah, it looked like his teammate hit most of him than he did Rockwell. So we'll take a little break momentarily when we come back. We'll give you the next drive. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. We're here tied at 14-14 apiece at Shell Stadium between the Prairie View Panthers and the Texas Southern Tigers. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Openmic Broadcast Network. The injured Tiger was Joe Williams, who was able to walk off the field on his own power. And luckily, Coach, you will say this, there hasn't been a lot of injuries, thankfully, so far, or a lot of players cramping up.
And you would think with the humidity and this being the first game, but it's obviously the coaches and the training staff did an excellent job of making sure that the guys hydrated. And a lot of people think because it's not hot, you may not have to as much, but when you got that humidity like you have, you got to make sure that guys stay hydrated.
So 12-15 remaining here in the 4th quarter. We're all tied at 14-14. And how did we get here, you may ask? Well, I'll just tell you in a second. So we had Texas Southern open up this contest by scoring on their drive. They put the first scoring into this contest. And then the Panthers were able to capitalize on a 57-yard touchdown pass. And then the Panthers were able to capitalize and take the lead on a 5-yard touchdown run from Mr. Cameron himself.
Double move up top. Anytime you have a corner that jumps a route, a lot of times you'll come back to that, give him that same look, and see if you can get him on the double move.
So this ball was handed off to Campbell. Campbell's only able to get a yard on that. So we had a 5-yard touchdown run from Cameron to make the score 14-7 for the Panthers, and then the Tigers were able to come back down, get a huge return on a kickoff return, and in one play, 20 yards in for the touchdown to have our score 14-14 like it is. And this ball is going to be intended for number 85, the receiver, Tristan Gottlieb. But if the ball was kind of a little bit behind him right there, if he was able to lead him, he would have been able to probably get another 15 yards after that catch, Coach.
Yeah, either a little bit higher throw, a little bit closer to his face, a little bit behind him, and he still took a hit on his legs. You hate to see that.
So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 now.
Spacing.
Peters has a man wide open downfield on the other side of the field, and that is Campbell. Campbell just running over Tiger defenders right there on the little wheel route right there.
Scott Campbell, they ran some slants with a wheel route, and it's an easy read. Read the cornerback on that one. If the corner comes with the slant, you throw the wheel. Real easy read.
Yeah.
That's a big play for the Panthers right there.
Yeah, Campbell's over there on the left side of the
he
field.
Got time.
So now some quick substitutions now coming in. Another empty backfield now for Peters. Clock still running now. 11:05 remaining here. Now he's 6 on the man in motion. Peters gets a snap. Quick design, looking to pass, double pass. Has it intended receiver. It's going to. You see the receiver trying to look for a pass interference because he had to come back to the ball. So you can see his description right there.
They may be holding out here on one of the receivers because the cornerback read the play real well right here.
So the Panthers tried to do a little trickery right there with the double pass right there.
And it was there early, too. Yeah, 85 and 82 can't catch a break with all those holding penalties.
So now that's going to
push. You see, the corner he didn't even worry about covering. As soon as he saw the guy coming in motion, he just went straight back there. And 85 had to do that.
So now the Panthers were moving in the right direction. Now they're moving backwards now.
So the good thing they call holding instead of offensive pass interference. It was behind the line of scrimmage, so it's a holding call.
So it's 1st and 20 now for the Panthers. This ball is going to be handed off to Campbell. Campbell's going to be running on the left side of the field, trying to follow his blockers, and then just going to be stopped. But he's actually able to get, a hard 5 yards right there. I'm going to say 6. Looked like he was going nowhere for a second. So now it's going to break up a 2nd down and 14 now for Mr. Cameron Peters and this Prairie View offense. Ball is spotted at the Tigers' 39-yard line.
And this has been a pretty good, I'm sorry again, man. This has been a pretty good formation for Prairie View. They empty set. They've been getting a lot of open receivers.
And this ball is going to be knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Batted down by number 95 for the Tigers.
That's a good job by him. He saw he couldn't get penetration and got his hand up for the ball on the shallow route.
Yeah, that was Rayford on there knocking that ball down.
Yes, sir.
So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 14, and if we're going by, it's definitely not in field goal range right now.
This might be two down, Let's go. Let's see if we can get it on these next 2 plays instead of punting. Because if you punt and you punt in the end zone, you're not going to get that much.
Yeah, it's going to be like a 15-yard difference, right?
Maybe a quarterback draw. Nope.
Cameron's looking to pass, and this one's going to be
behind him a little bit.
Again, for a second you thought he was throwing it to Brigman right there, but it went over his head, and then the intended receiver.
Yeah, he had the dig route, but threw it a little bit behind him. The other thing, he had a little bit of pressure in his face, so he was trying to fall off and throw the ball with pressure coming from his throwing side.
And if he was able to come up with that, he would have been well enough for the 1st down. But nevertheless, it draws into an incomplete pass. So Mr. Jackson's going to have to bring out his punting unit, and we're going to see if they can keep this away from Mr. Lurie.
They got too many people.
Well, I was just about well, good thing that one of the officials were paying attention. I'm not going to lie. One of the head coaches was trying to talk to the official, and he didn't bring out his flag. So I don't know if that was – I guess you can give it to the head coach.
Well, you may decline the penalty. You got him on the 1-yard line again.
You keep him there. But, like I said, the last drive for the Tigers, they were able to, for the most part, they were able to drive all the way down. It's just they shot themselves in the foot when they got into PV territory.
Yeah.
So we'll take a little quick break. And when we come back, the Texas Southern Tigers will have this pinned in inside their own end zone, this time at their own 1-yard line. Once again, you are listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network, tied here at 14-14 apiece. Keep it right where you got it. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Shell Energy Stadium, where we're all tied at 14-14 apiece here at this Labor Day Classic. So far, it has not disappointed yet, Coach, huh?
Yeah, it's a rivalry. You like to see a little bit more offense, but ain't nothing wrong with a good defensive struggle.
And this one might be a safety, Coach. It might be a safety, Coach.
He said he got out. Look at the guy up top. He's coming out.
Coach, can we really judge the judgment on that one? Because it looked like he never got out of it. Yeah, that's huge, Coach. That's huge. That is going to stand. So there's your field goal that you get back that you missed.
Yeah. Now you just got to hope they don't score. So they're going to talk. It's going to be automatic video replay because it was a scoring play.
Yes. So if it stands where it's at, 9:47, Panthers on top by a score of 16-14. Right now, the officials are kind of huddled up. They were momentarily.
Yeah, it's an automatic review. So what they're looking at, did the whole ball has to come back out of the end zone. It's not like a touchdown where it just has to cross the front plane.
But it doesn't look like they're going to go review it as.
Nah, they probably reviewing it while this is going on. So it's not going to be a hurry to get the play started back.
Well, if it stands, which if you're a Prairie View A&M Panthers fan, you would hope it stands. You know, because like I said, you had that missed field goal earlier, so now you kind of get it right back. Now you got the ball back to at least try to add on to this lead that you have. Now you got the momentum back too, Coach.
And it must be the correct call because you don't see, they're not showing a replay, so that means they don't want to confirm it for the hump.
The mosquitoes coming out and getting the coach here.
Yeah, a little bit.
So it is going to be confirmed. So now the Panthers have gained back some momentum. May not seem like it or feel like it just yet, but they got to capitalize on it right here.
And then they should get good field position. Once again, you got Texas Southern kicking off not from the 35. So you got them kicking off from the 20. So you expect to get the ball maybe between the 45 and 50.
You see, but usually they just make them punting. They can allow them put them on the tee.
Yes. You can pick and choose. So that if you notice, Texas Southern kicker is much better than a punter. So you can pick which one you want to do.
So now this one's going to be returned by Stewart. Stewart trying to follow his blockers, follow his blockers on the right side of the field.
Yeah, I said about the 45. They right about the 42, 43-yard line. And that's still good field position.
Yeah, so now if you're the Panthers, you just want to try and at least eat up as much clock as you can with at least getting 3 at the minimum.
Yes, that makes them.
Because that forces the Texas Southern Tigers to at least they have to put a touchdown to beat you.
Score a touchdown, yes.
So now 9:40 here remaining in the fourth quarter. The Panthers are going to get the ball back after they just got the safety. So we're going to see how Jermaine Jackson draws up this drive for the Panthers. Peters comes out working in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to hand this off to Bingman. Bingman's running to the right side of the field. He's going to the left side of the field, trying to follow the blockers. But he's going to say he maybe got 4 yards in that carry. So we're going to bring up a second down and 6 now for the Panthers. Ball is spotted at their own 46-yard line. Move from left to right on your dial. Panthers back on the line of scrimmage, now ready to work now. Quick hard count for Peters. Now he gets snapped. He's going to hand it off to Bingman. Bingman is going to run up the middle of the field. Hit that hole nicely for the first down, Coach. And Bingman, like I say, he's a little 5'9" dude, but he's not running like he's 5'9" at all.
He stay behind the shoulder pads, and once he see it, he smashes the gas. So he makes it hard for those linebackers to find him. And the thing about it, since he's fast, he runs harder than what you think.
So that's a nice job by the freshman. So not many freshmen can come in and perform to this, So kudos to the young lad himself today, showing him, making his presence known here in the SWAC. So here we go. Peters ready to go. Signals his receiver in motion on the left side. Comes in, run behind him, and Mr. Bingman is just going to hand us off to Bingman, and he's going to give Bingman another load right there, and he's going to take that one and just maybe get about another 4 yards, and like just a little rink-and-dink, Coach, a little rink-and-dink.
Hey, lean on your offensive line and just hope you don't get a holding call on a running play. I did see one of the defensive linemen come up with a shoulder pass twisted, so like I say, as a coach, you hate to see holding on running plays.
So now you can see that the Panthers are methodically taking their time, trying to eat up as much clock as they can. Play clock is at 15 seconds. Game clock is at 7:50. Design quarterback draw. Peters just lowers his head and just takes that one. He got up quick right there, but the way he kind of fell right there, he might have looked like he kind of hurt himself, but he made sure that the Tiger defender felt more than he did on the receiving end.
It wasn't no sliding going on that one. He leaned into that one.
No, it wasn't no sliding at all. But
once again, it was friendly fire more than it was the quarterback. Like I say, sometimes when you get 2 guys coming from run direction, the defenders take the brunt of the blow instead of the quarterback taking it.
Yeah, that's number 2, Isaiah Ballery, getting the worst end of that deal right there. So that's going to stop the clock at 7:31 while he's able to walk on. Like, he's kind of wobbling there just a little bit. But
yeah. And I'm looking down at the head trainer at Texas Southern. When I coached down there, she was a student trainer, so I'm happy for her to be in charge of everything. And ironically, her name is Georgia Sanders, and that was my adopted grandmother's name as well. So every time I see her, I always make sure I speak and tell her how proud of her I am.
Look at her now. So now we're set to go back here. The Panthers are looking at a 3rd and 1. They have worked, let's say, majority of the game from this shotgun formation now. Now he's trying to draw the defense off sides with the hard count.
And Prairie View jump.
It didn't look like they did. It didn't look like it.
soon as he did it, you could see the guys from, I want to say it was the right guard on offense.
Well, that's when you just teach the Texas Southern, like as they done, just start pointing. Maybe it might entice a call. So
that's all they're looking at. They should be looking at having one eye on the ball and one eye on the direction that the man is moving. So that's a whole different call. You go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. But Prairie View, let's see if Cam can make an accurate throw right here.
3rd and 6 now for the Panthers. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to his right, did move 1 into motion. Now he's going to pitch this one to Campbell, and this one is just snuffed up immediately by number 6, the cornerback, Eric Whitley.
That's, once again, the guy that came in motion. Soon as he saw it, he just took off he didn't worry about the receiver. He knew it. He must have had some kind of key that it was a, 85 can't catch a break.
It was 85.
He just took off on it, and really it's nothing that the kid can do in that situation because the defender can move before the ball is snapped and the receiver can't. So once he get an angle, either he's going to have to hold him or clip him.
Now the punting unit's out for the Panthers. This one's going to be received by Leary for the fair catch. So the Tigers at least get a little bit more breathing room instead of starting at their 1-yard line. They'll start, let's say, at their 12-yard line. 6:09 remaining here in the 4th quarter. The Panthers leading by a score of 16-14. We'll step away momentarily and be right back after this. You're listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Shell Energy Stadium, where the Panthers are on top by a score of 16-14 over the Texas Southern Tigers. It's been all defense here, you can say, in the second half. Panthers got the only score with the safety on the last drive by the Tigers. So the Tigers are trying to see if they can at least try to make ends meet on this drive. As they're already off to a better start here on the reception from Cooper to Forward. Forward's able to pick up a positive gain about 4 or 5 yards on that reception.
You'd like to see him get more if you're a Texas Southern coach because he's one-on-one, but that was a good play by the defense. Let's see if they can get the ball back in the hands of Leary on one of these plays. You see they got 1 and 4 to the same side now, so you got both your burners lined up side by side.
Cooper's just going to hand this off to the running back Ford once again, and Ford's maybe going to get 2 yards on that. Nice job by the Panthers corners. The linebackers coming up and pursuing on that one before it even went anywhere.
Yeah, you want to see Cooper read that a little bit longer to make that guy make a decision whether he's going to take the back or take the quarterback.
Now the Tigers are huddling things up. They're trying to slow things down. They only need a field goal to win. But you can't trust the kicking game. It's kind of been unpredictable how it's been going out today. 5:05 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Cooper looking to pass, step back, has the receiver, and this one's going to be caught.
That was a great catch and throw. Back in the old days, he probably would have, as they say, knocked his helmet off. But now you can't target to knock the ball loose. Caught him in a cover 3. Great read by the quarterback.
And again, the Tigers working fast here, as that last reception was caught by Jalen Williams, the tight end, and this one was handed off to Forward, the running back, for about a 4-yard gain. But we have an injured Tiger out on the field right now, offensive lineman. That's number 55, Jaden Daniels, shaking up on the play. So if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the Tigers got that last play off and the chains weren't even set.
Well, all they have to do is have a box set. They don't have to have the whole chain set up. So it looks like if Texas Southern gets a chunk play or a play that they think may get reviewed, they hurry up to the line of scrimmage. They probably have a built-in automatic, a zone or something like that, a zone read built in. It's a mayday call for the offense. So they may have a mayday. Everybody on the offense know what they're going to do.
So Mr. Daniels able to run off to
it looks like he just got rolled up on a little bit. Sometimes it scares him more than it hurt him. Some big old jokers, man. I tell you what,
Yeah,
they
you
got
ain't
some
lying.
nice-sized boys out there.
You're not lying, Coach. They look big from up here. So here we go. Fourth quarter. Second down from the 4. So now Cooper rolling out. Has a tendency to pump fakes.
Oh, good
and he's going
job.
to keep this one, just slide and just go out of bounds. Cooper did a nice job of pump faking to freeze the defender.
Yes.
And that froze him to pick up another extra 10 yards right there.
Yeah, you have to respect the fact that he can still throw the ball down the field. He actually had 2 guys, and the fact that he turned his shoulder helped him out a whole lot.
So that was able to move the first down for the Tigers. So now it's 1st and 10. Ball's past midfield. Ball is at the Panthers' 44-yard line. Cooper had a quick formation. Now this ball's going to be handed off to forward, and forward is going to maybe fall forward for about 2 yards. Again, we got some more pushing and shoving going on at the end of the play. If you're the Panthers, don't want to cost anything right now to put them in good field position.
And going back to what I was saying, you like to see Cooper read that, because had he read it a little bit long, he probably pulls that, and nobody for the Panthers defense is out there. So that's something to look to, see if they come back to that later. But hey, man, this a high blood pressure, extra drink of alcohol type of game right here for the fans, man. This make you nervous right here.
3:30 remaining now. Cooper looking to pass, going to take a shot downfield, and this one's going to be incomplete, but we got another penalty marker coming in.
Yeah, it's going to be, he underthrew that ball almost like it slipped out of his hand. Like you say, they got them Blazers out there. That's about the second or third pass interference call. I have no idea why they're going so far. It's only
a 15.
first down, yeah. They going like it's a spot time like the NFL.
But what this does do, seemingly it does seem like it would put the Tigers in field goal range, so the Tigers don't have to do too much. Panthers only have 2 timeouts remaining, and they still have the 2-minute timeout remaining, so not too much to worry about. If they can hold the Tigers to a field goal, everything will work. So this ball's going to be handed off to Renfro. Renfro trying to hit the bounce the outside.
Great tackle.
Nice open field tackle right there by number 35.
Yeah, he's been on top of it today.
Yes, sir. That's number 35 for the Panthers. That's Trinity Ward coming in and making a nice open field tackle.
Yes.
As you can see, most of the fans making their way. It's about 11:30 here at the game. A little later than most people are accustomed to staying here. The game was supposed to start at 7, but nevertheless, we still got football here. And a tight one here, Coach.
Yeah, man, I don't know how they leaving with this much time in a close game.
2:40 remaining here. Cooper gets the snap, looking to pass, has all day to throw. Just going to throw this out to Renfro, and he's going to be met immediately by number 7. That's Kennedy Parker.
Cramping up for the Panthers. He just slipped. And sometimes when you slip, hopefully it's not his Achilles, but when you slip or have an unexpected fall, that's when them cramps hit you out there. So it's getting late, not only time, but in the game and effort-wise, that gas needed getting a little bit low.
Yeah, the injury bug started to make his way in here in the 4th quarter, so a little bit. So we have a stoppage in a play right now.
So they're having a clock issue.
Okay.
The clock should have still been running. But Prairie View had an injured defender, so
that's why I thought it stopped.
You could play this 2 ways. If you think you're in field goal range, you still try to score, but you may use more clock to make Prairie View use their timeout.
And that's what it looks like they're doing.
So they may say take this down to the 2-minute timeout. And they still have 3 timeouts left. So time is not of the essence for them. They may take this down. If I was them, I would.
Yeah, the play clock is at 15 seconds. Game clock is at 2:04.
So they might take a shot right here.
So they're going to take a free shot downfield. And this one's going to be incomplete, but we got another penalty marker coming in.
They may say that's an uncatchable ball.
They might try to talk this one over.
But remember I said what made me say they may try to take a shot here. Prairie View showed their blitz early, and it got picked up, so he knew he had one-on-one across the board, and he just had to pick his guy.
I don't want to be the biased guy, but you think that was the correct call right there, Coach?
I think it was the correct call. And look, my son just texted me, refs cheating so bad.
We're not going to know what's going to be with you, right?
In his unbiased opinion. He didn't say that part.
So you kind of watched a replay. You can call it either way, but they've been consistent for the most part all today. But nevertheless, the Panthers give another break to the Tigers. So now, with a minute and 58 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, Panthers leading by a score 16-14. But the Tigers are in field goal range. But the Panthers still do have 2 timeouts. That's a lot of time left, Coach.
It's a whole lot of time in the college football game with the 2 timeouts, and the clock stops when you get a first down. So if you Texas Southern, you may want to run it 2 times, make Prairie View use their timeouts, run it again, run the clock down, kick a field goal, and leave them with very minimal time, because they could get the ball back with maybe a minute left, down 1 with no timeout.
So if I'm hearing this right, Coach, you're trying to take away as much time as you can, but what if the Panthers are going to let you go into the end zone?
Well, I'm trying to score a touchdown first.
Regardless.
Because I don't want to leave the game in the hand of my kickers. I'm trying to score a touchdown first, but if I see maybe we not getting anything on first down, I might try a bootleg and get my quarterback to the edge right here. But if not, I'm perfectly fine with running the ball a couple times, getting the ball in the middle of the field, because this is really an extended extra point with the ball is probably on about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, I was just about to say the ball on the 13.
If he can't make it from here, we picked the wrong guy.
Oh, man.
Anything inside the ball in the 25-yard line, you thinking you 90% from right here.
Now, I guess you could say the only hard part would be it's on that right side of the hash. So that's the only favorable thing. So we're going to see what the Tigers try to throw up on this drive right now. They're looking at a 1st and 10. A ball, they're going to say officially spotted at the 14 now. This one's going to be handed off to Renfro. Renfro is going to be brought up and really, so do you call a timeout here via the Panthers, try to save much time? Panthers are not. They're letting the clock roll. So 1 minute and 45 seconds now remaining. That was a loss of a yard.
So they may be letting the time run, thinking that they're going to get a miss, man. It's going to be a high-pressure situation right here. I'm not sure what Texas Southern kicker is classified as, but, man, I tell you what, his mom and daddy don't want to be in the stands right now.
So 2nd and 11. The ball's going to be kept by. He's got an open receiver in the end zone for the touchdown. Cooper connected to Richardson. And Richardson was out there on an island by himself.
So they need to go for 2 right here, I'm trying to think. Go for 2 so a touchdown.
Has to beat you.
Yes.
As you can hear, the Texas Southern faithful have came alive.
16. They should be going for 2. A lot of times coaches have a card that tell them whether to go for 2 or not, and I'm not sure if they have it down there.
The kick is up, and it's good. So I really do apologize for the people who left, because this game just got a lot more interesting. There's a lot of time left here for the Prairie View faithful. You know, you're trailing by a score of 21-16 now, but still got 2 timeouts in the bucket.
You got a minute and 16 seconds left with 2 timeouts. That's really 2 minutes in football time, to be honest with you.
I know everybody's not Patrick Mahomes.
But you don't have to be. You can, you try to get some chunk plays and then keep the ball close to the sideline, but you tell them if you throw it short, make sure you throw it to somebody that can catch and get some more yards.
Yeah, honestly, too, Coach, you have all the field you can work with. You can work with the middle of the field. You don't have to shy away from it. So now we're going to see what the Panthers can draw up here. Again, we're here in Houston, Texas, at Shell Energy Stadium right now, where this contest has just got a lot more interesting now. The Panthers were able to take the lead with the safety to start off this fourth quarter, but now the Texas Southern got blown out by plenty.
They may have just hurt themselves by not going for two, though, to be honest with you.
Well, I can see how you say that, Coach, because now, like I said, regardless of touchdowns going to beat you, but now it just makes it a lot more easier for you, right? Not to stress, to force the touchdown. This ball's going to be caught by Stewart at the 5-yard line, trying to hit the blockers, and there's going to be a penalty marker coming in late after it. He had a nice return to about the 25-yard line. Again, another penalty marker coming in, so it might go against.
So it's probably going to be holding against Prairie View. That'll be half the distance to the goal, and then they'll get a walk-off for a personal foul against Texas Southern. That's what it looked like I saw, but I may be wrong. On the personal foul part.
Yeah, because that flag came in well in after the play. So we await the call from the head official. So it's a holding. Well, I guess they're not going to call the late flag that came in after that. They're just calling the holding. Makes you scratch your head a little bit on that one, huh, Coach? Just
so they're about. I think he's about to announce it now. Half the distance. Oh no!
That's what I'm saying. I think they missed it somewhere. Well. What looks like it should have been a personal foul going against Texas Southern because a late flag came in from their sideline. Looks like they just say no call, let them play. So now it's going to push the Panthers back now. Instead of being at the 22, they're going to be at that 12. Shotgun formation for Peters. Two to his left, two to his right. Looking to pass. The pocket kind of collapsed a little bit, and it's going to be in and out of the hands of Bigman. Bigman couldn't come back to the ball.
We got another holding on the doggone Panthers. Oh, yeah, he did it. 75 up top. Grabbed the guy from behind and spin him around. Good thing he wasn't in the end zone.
So now that's going to push them back. And, again, the Panthers just shoot themselves in the foot here in the fourth quarter. Clock stopped momentarily at 1:04. So the Panthers are backed up into their own end zone now. Ball is at their own 6. The Panthers got to drive the length of the field just to win the game. Shotgun formation for Peters, gets the snap, looking to pass. Quick slant to the receiver. Now he has room to run, working his way up the middle, trying to shake off defenders.
Need to take a timeout. Clock still running, they short.
Clock is still running, still got 2 timeouts in your pocket. It's going to be second down. Going to say 5 now, 45 seconds now remaining. Peters looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, avoids pressure, has a man down open, has him in his hand, and he's going to be ran out of bounds. Caught by the receiver number 9. That is Mr. Oho, and Mr. Oho, I think he wants one halfback earlier, but he has a chance to see if he can win the game for his Panthers here. So they're trying to get the play clock and the game clock situated correctly.
It helps Prairie View right here.
Yes, sir, it does. Now the Panthers still do have 2 timeouts now. The ball is past the field.
Now the clock should be running.
Ball is at the Tigers' 37-yard line. Shotgun
Watch the
formation.
guy going down the seam up top.
Peters looking to pass. This one's going to be caught by the the receiver. Now you got to take a timeout here if you're the Panthers. They might put one more second back on the clock. So that was caught by number 15 for the Panthers. That was Jeremiah Ratcliffe. So Ratcliffe only able to get about 4 yards on the reception, so that stops the clock after Prairie View called a timeout. 30 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, Coach. And, man, this is everything that you wish for at a Labor Day Classic.
Hey, man, I told you it's going to be some high blood pressure needed at the end of this game. I thought it was going to be much higher scoring than it is, but it's still a close ball game.
So when we come back here, 16 Prairie View, Texas Southern 21. Panthers have the ball here at the Texas Southern 33-yard line.
Texas Southern needs to watch the double move. They should be playing some type of cover 4. Don't fall for any. Once the quarterback scrambles, stay back. They're giving up the inside right here. The middle of the field is wide open.
Panthers have one timeout. Peters looking to pass.
Deep, look in the end zone.
He's going to be caught by Bigman. Bigman has some room to run. He's going to spin. He's go down of bounds. So Bigman on the reception, able to get them inside the red zone. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Clock stopped at 19 seconds. Looks like Coach.
Hey, man, this is exciting. You let the game.
Let the game speak for itself. So clock stopped, 19 seconds. Prairie View got the ball at the Texas Southern 10-yard line. Texas Southern still do have 3 timeouts, so they might want to talk things over.
Look for the double move right here on the rub route.
Peters giving signals to his players. Now looking at pass. Has his man intended, but threw it behind him. Had the play call you wanted, but you got to lead him right there.
Hey, so they probably gonna line up in the same formation. They show the slant. They're going to run a corner route, or what some people call a shake route, where he'll fake the slant and spin it back to the outside. I saw him with this a lot of practice one day.
So they stopped the clock, only 3 seconds off the clock right there. So 16 seconds now remaining here in this game.
They don't have enough people up top. They not matched up well up top.
Peters.
Watch the clock, Peters.
3 seconds, 2, 1. Looks like they did not get it off, so they have to take their last time out here.
Nah, they still have one more left. Oh, no, that was the last one. That's correct. You hate to see that because he was trying to get it off. You could hear him or see him trying to get it off before the clock ran down.
So that stops play momentarily as Jermaine Johnson wants to talk things over here, as this is his first Labor Day Classic, and I bet everything has come to this and much more. All you can do is win it right here, Coach. Everything you want for, you got it in the palm of your hands. You couldn't ask for it anymore, right?
Look, you got to hope that they go cover 0 if somebody wins, or they go cover 0 and Cam make somebody miss and put the ball in there. This is almost like a Vince Young against USC type of moment.
Now, you don't have any timeouts. If you don't get out of bounds, you have to hurry up and get to the ball.
They put trips into the boundary. Let's see if they work one-on-one up top or try to get the running back going to the wide side of the field.
So Peters in the shotgun formation, got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Looking to pass, going to take the shot down on the one-on-one option, and we don't have what was looking for the pass interference that was not called right there. So I guess you can say that was well covered by the cornerback for the Tigers, number 25, Justice Ugo. But like I said, I'm not trying to be biased, but looks like that could have been a first and goal for the Panthers.
Yeah, so Prairie View got an advantage right here. This guy right here is by himself, boy. He need to get inside some more.
It's a lot of room right there. He's about 10 yards off him. Do you really want to be 10 yards off of him right here, Coach?
Because if they just throw it to him, you one-on-one, and you have no help to make a tackle.
So
I used to tell my guys, take away the slant and expect the fade.
So that's going to stop play again as Texas Southern wants to talk things over. They're going to take one of their 3 timeouts remaining. But we're going to keep it right here, ladies and gentlemen, as things have just got, like I said, a lot more interesting than what it's supposed to be, right? 21-16 is our score right now. Texas Southern is on top of the Prairie View A&M Panthers, but the Panthers right now have the ball at the Tigers' 10-yard line. We got 11 seconds left. No timeouts remaining, but right now it says the Panthers have one timeout remaining, but I don't think they have any remaining.
Nah, they said they had one left. The thing is that play, if Texas Southern lose that game, that long pass down the sideline, like we talking about what's going to come back and haunt.
So now Peters, the offense ready to go back out there. Peters rolling, looking to pass, has it, and this was going to be incomplete, but we do have a penalty marker on the play. So the clock stopped at 6 seconds.
Oh my God.
Should put them half the distance to the goal.
So the ball should be on the 5. Well, it happened in the end zone, so they may get it at the 2.
6 seconds remaining here.
I think you got to get Cam to the edge right here.
So if it stands, Prairie View still has one timeout. 6 seconds remaining here. The ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line.
Well, you know what? They still have a timeout left, so they can run it and call a timeout.
You still got enough for 2 plays here. Panthers getting their formation corrected. As you can feel the intensity coming up here. Will this be the last play of the game? We'll find out here. Shotgun formation for Peters.
They don't have somebody over there for him.
Peters has a man open, and it's going to be caught for the touchdown. But we have a penalty marker on the field coming in late.
Pass interference on the offense probably.
As we await the call, Prairie View was celebrating momentarily as they look like. So it is a pass interference that goes against the Panthers. So that's going to push them back. And you can see Coach Norman agreeing with the calls, the right calls,
Like
the right time.
in this situation, run your route. Don't try to run into somebody. Run a slant, run your speed cut, but don't run and then run into somebody.
Because he was already open, Coach.
Yeah.
He was open.
The guy that was covering him was still in the middle of the field. He was going to score had they just done nothing.
So the Panthers thought they had it right there, but got neglected with the pass interference. So now they get pushed back. So just think about it. You had the ball at the 2-yard line. Now you're going to have it pushed back to about the 18, 17.
Hey, don't be surprised if Cam make a play right here. He going to keep the play alive. Man, I don't know if I would blitz him, play cover 4 and match it up.
You got to put a quarterback spy.
Play 2-man and hope I get to him. I'm putting my 4 best pass rushers, whether they play in, tackle, what. My 4 best guys going to get after the quarterback, and then we'll decide if we're going to play cover 4 or 2-man. Look for the corner route by the point. We call the first guy in the bunch the point man, so look for the corner route. And they ran this play and had a long.
Now Peters looking to pass. Has an open receiver. It's going to be caught for the touchdown. And the Panthers are going to win it.
What I told you.
The Panthers are going to win it.
They had a lot on that early.
With the walk-off touchdown. Unbelievable, Coach. With 2 seconds left, 17 yards out, Cameron Peters is able to connect with his tight end, number 8, Travion Jones, for the touchdown. My God. So I guess the field goal doesn't come back.
They had to get they had to get the guy off the field. Hopefully somebody stops him from getting into an altercation. But this is a rivalry game. You expect that.
I didn't see any penalty markers after this one, so this one's going to stand as it is. The Prairie A&M Panthers come out victorious on a game-winning touchdown from Peters to his tight end. That's a Travion Jones on a 17-yard touchdown reception to win the game, Coach. And just like that,
hey man, you hate it for the Texas Southern Tigers. That's what a rivalry game is all about. Close down to the end. That's what it's all about right there. You can't ask for better no matter which team you were pulling for. Unfortunately for Texas Southern, they on the short end of the stick. But like I say, that last play of the game didn't win it or lose it for them.
No, sir.
The play back here where they get a chance to get down there, set everything up for them.
Or you can say the only 2 turnovers that came into the game happened to be off 14 points by the Panthers. So, like I said, you can only go back and just assess what we did, and we only beat ourselves if you're the Tigers. But if you're the Panthers here, you got to only be we'll take it how we can get it.
Hey, let's say, get it how you live right there, baby. That's tough right there.
So I guess this is a nice, warm welcome for Jermaine Jackson. Like I said, didn't exactly plan out how he exactly wanted it to go, but he'll take the dub anywhere you can get it, Coach.
But then that's a testament to, the hard work that those guys put in, situational football, clock management, all this stuff goes into it, winning. And now that they won that game, what Coach said is going to sound a little bit different next week, because now he can harp back on it. They got a lot of stuff they can look back at film on, try to reduce the penalties, which was one of the things that he said he wanted to try to do when he took the job, to, get in a position to win a game. All these penalties, that's going to be the number one thing that he's going to harp on.
Absolutely, but you can let this one settle in and just take it as is. Like I said, it wasn't pretty, but it got done by all means if you're the Prairie A&M Panthers and you're able to get your first victory into this 2025 campaign. So as we get ready to conclude things here at Shell Energy Stadium, the Prairie A&M Panthers come out victorious on a game-winning touchdown. You can say 2 of them, but this one they're actually going to be able to stand and they come out victorious.
He ain't going to never forget this one, I guarantee you.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir.
He gonna always remember this game right here.
So you have it here, folks. The Prairie A&M Panthers are victorious here at this Labor Day Classic. I was Philip Prince alongside with Coach Northern. We'd like to thank you for tuning in, and until then, we'll see you all on the other side. You'll be blessed. And thank you for listening to the Openmic Broadcast Network.